Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Circle of the Seven Dice. We are going to dive into some more Marvel superheroes with Jeff as our judge. We are having some technical difficulties this evening, and a couple of us are even sick but managed to show up anyway, and we salute them for it. But we'll need you to bear with us with a little bit of stuff. For now, though, I will hand it on over to the judge, Jeff, for the intro and the game.
All right, everyone out there, we thank you so much for coming back and doing another show. I know it's been a long time. Several crazy things have happened, and yet one more crazy thing has happened yet again. Don't worry, it wasn't Cloud Strike on our end. It's just Roll20 doing weird Roll20 things, but here we are. Here we are soldiering on. And our brave heroes had, as you may or may not have recalled, for those of you who weren't here, had defeated the imminent threat of the kaiju Fin Fang Foom, were being celebrated as heroes. They were getting much acclaim, much praise. Some of them not wanting any acclaim or praise, just wanting to live their quiet monastic life and only searching out their own personal duties. That would be our Pylon, while others glommed on to the fame and acclaim like none other. And this is like Ilario, who is stuck to the bottom of the shoe of fame like gum that you just can't scrape off. He is all about it. Meanwhile, Grace Meridian can take it or leave it. Same thing for pretty much for Wan, although she is finding that it is going to be useful, if irksome, in her own career. And thus, the heroes agreed to meet at the Bylong Temple to get together with their friend Pylong, and several interesting things had happened. Grace Meridian had shown up trying to gain access to the temple, trying to further the word of the Bylong Temple, and really her byline, if we have to be fair about it. But she did seem to want to at least do more for the group in some way and ingratiate herself further. And the night before, the temple had an unexpected visitor, one Vlad Tepish Dracul, otherwise known as Count Dracula, who had visited the temple, and Grace in particular. Grace is a known monster hunter among those who are in the monster hunting circles, and Vlad Dracul had come to America because damn it, I keep forgetting the name, Steve, Crimson Court, what do you call it?
Blood Court.
Blood Court, damn it. I keep getting mixed up with Harry Dresden in my mind. Sorry about that.
No
Dresden. Stuck in my mind forever. Jim Butcher, get that next book out. I want it. I need it. I gotta have it now. Anyway, and screw you for killing Murphy. Just so you know. Still love you though, but I hate you too.
Unless it's that guy who invented Murphy's Law, then we can kill him.
Yes, we can kill that Murphy all day long, many times over. Resurrect them, kill them again. Resurrect them, kill them again. That's why clerics are the most badass. Anywho, Dracula had come in an investigation. It seems that the local order of vampires, who Grace has had run-ins with over the decades here in California, off and on, known as the Blood Court, the ruling class of vampires in the southern United States, have seemingly mysteriously vanished. And the Lord of Vampires himself had been called in to see what had become of his subjects. And he has found not hide, nor hair, nor fang of any of them. And he is giving Grace the opportunity to address this before he takes matters into his own hands. Which, when dealing with someone called the Impaler, you know, are rightly going to end bloody. Grace agreed to do so. Pylong, of course, wants very much to continue not only his own personal quest, that of the Bylong, searching for his other half of this mystical union, but to return the elements stolen away from the Museum of Asian Arts where the group first met. He is very keen to set these things right, and Grace is as well, being the sort of superhuman Indiana Jones that she is,
as well as the white dragon armor from the game.
Well, that's one of the artifacts.
I thought. Sorry.
Yes, one of several artifacts, including the helm of Shiwan Khan, uh,
Yes.
a sword who, weirdly, its nomenclature also escapes me, and of course the white dragon armor,
Yeah.
which seemed to have been of particular interest to a Japanese gang called the White Dragons,
Yes.
or at least were led by an individual called the White Dragons. So there's all of that, and he also has the. He's looking for the other half of his own yin and yang in the Chinatown area of blah, blah. Please forgive me. All the technical difficulties have got me a bit frazzled today. But in the Chinatown area of the San Francisco, where they're at here.
Yes.
And so the group gathers together in Grace's vehicle. They start down the road, looking to go to the Asian corner of the fair city of San Francisco, when suddenly, out of nowhere, a bolt of force erupts from the sky in a blinding flash and creating a devastating crater right in the hood of their vehicle, roughly stopping the SUV that Grace was driving. They find instead of a hood and an engine, there is nothing but molten slag, as the engine and the hood above it have been completely obliterated. And hovering some 20 feet off the ground is the armored, green hooded and cloaked figure of the monarch, the supreme monarch of Latveria himself, one Victor von Doom, proclaiming that he would speak with them. As his gauntlet begins to glow and hum with power.
Good luck. You can do it without destroying my truck. I'm just saying.
It's just how Doom rolls, baby.
Pi takes a look at the melted engine and look at Doom and says, "What would you like to talk about?"
So let me put you guys on the proper map here. Let's see. How do I move this thing? There we go. Okay. Why? Oh, I gotta do it for myself too. Duh. All right.
I cannot move my character. Just so you know.
All right. Let's see if we can move her.
Okay, it looks like I'm the only one who can move tokens. How?
Yeah, I can.
I'm all right with that for now. You don't have to mess with it.
Roll 20. Why are you doing this to me? Let me try one other thing real quick.
I'm telling you, it's that Murphy dude. You guys need to take up my mission of finding that fucker and killing it.
Grace, I just put a new Grace token on the map. See if you can move that one.
Yeah, no problem moving.
Okay, let me
get rid of the old one.
Let me eliminate these other tokens, which, because the sheets weren't working, I thought I would just have to put the pieces of art down.
All right.
It looks like if I take the tokens that were supposed to be attached to sheets, it would all work. All right. At least, okay, one thing is working as I'd like it to work.
And I can move him.
Fantastico.
Yep.
All right. Yes. All right. Yay. Which means I'll have to reestablish your tokens on the other map pages when we get there. Anywho, this is where we're at. There is Doom floating above you, powering up his gauntlet, and you ask, I'm sorry, what'd you say again, Pylong?
I took a look at the melted engine and a look at Doom, and I said, "What would you like to speak about?"
He whirls his hand facing you and says, "Doom would have words with you." And he launches a blast at you.
Yeah, I don't think words look like energy blast, but I'm just saying.
Okay, apparently Doom is death.
And he drifts
I'm
slightly.
I'm guessing like Doombot or something.
All right, so you guys go ahead and see if you can roll your initiative. We'll see if
Okay.
that works for you.
Oh, that you know what? That would make sense if it was a Doombot. Like he just has a message he wants us to follow him or something. That makes sense. All right, where do we got initiative? There we are. Shabam.
Oh, right there.
Pimpin' an 8.
Let's see, Jen.
It's not letting me roll.
Oh, my poor baby, you sound terrible. All right, I will roll for you. No, why do you keep? I disable that all the time. You keep telling me that.
I did mean that salute for those who are not feeling well and came anyway. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Very awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my poor wife is not feeling well, sadly.
I'm gonna go ride some more Q in a second. So
I have no idea what that means.
NyQuil.
Well, I hope that's not a Star Trek reference. That's all I'm saying.
It might be. If it made me feel better, I'll write Brett Spender right into next week, man.
All right, let's see. We got a lot of 5s.
Brent Spiner was Data, actually, but yeah.
Oh, well, I'll write him too. I don't care. I'll write all of them. So.
All right, so gotta do this old school kind of pen and paper. Although I've got my techno pen and paper.
Nice.
Hey.
Mike is first initiative, which is shocking because Steve usually got like the super high initiative.
I know. Steve is almost always first.
So, Jeff, I have to ask, if it's techno pen and paper, is it like have heavy synth bass sounds and going boots, boots, boots like that? It's,
Yes, but only I can hear.
Okay, good.
It's playing a constant stream of John Carpenter's greatest hits in my head.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Got some Escape from New York going now.
I was gonna say, I think I pylonged my initiative roll because I got a red on it.
Yeah,
It's like a.
At some point we have to accept that it is me that has the shitty rolls, as a couple of my characters have these problems.
Steve, what's Grace's intuition?
Let me check. Remarkable.
Okay. Rowan, Jen, what's Ryan's initiative?
2.
Oh, okay. My initiative +4. Sorry.
All right, +4 to Ilario. How about yours?
+2.
And that's okay. So Steve next. Let's see. Ilario's agility.
Oh Lord. My agility is incredible. 37.
Rowan's agility.
Amazing at 47.
Okay, Rowan will take that. When
I see how it is. Always got to put the brown man last.
That's right. What?
What did I say?
Oh no, I saw this was so wrong, it was so funny. I saw somebody had put up a meme. I think it's like, I don't know if you've seen online, like on YouTube, the Skeletor memes, which are just savage. And
Yes.
just savage, like nothing PC about him. And there's a picture of Rosa Parks on the back of the bus, and there's Skeletor's guy saying like, "Still at the back of the bus, I see."
Oh damn.
It's like, oh, that's cool.
Damn.
Somebody wasn't thinking about the placement of that.
Wow.
Why didn't you put her to the side, man? But you put it on the back of the bus.
Wow.
All right, we'll start with Doom. He gets the pseudo surprise attack. Just taking it out on anybody and everybody. No, why do you do that every time? I don't want to drag. Just roll. Just roll. Gee.
Actually, I would pay to see you drag, just to see you do it.
I'm just a sweet transvestite.
From transsexual.
Transylvania. All right. Oh, that is going to be a hit. Pylong is hit with a bolt of energy. Pylong, I need you to make an endurance check for me, please.
No chance to dodge or nothing?
I'll give you a shot to dodge.
I rolled a 67, incredible, 67 on my endurance roll. But
Go ahead and give me an
try
agility. Give me an agility feat roll.
Okay. 98.
Oh, never mind about the endurance. I'm pretty sure you're going to dodge the living crap out of that. Let's see, where's my agility stuff? Agility, that's dodging. You said 98. What's your agility again?
Incredible 37.
Let's see, incredible. You got 98. Okay, that's going to be minus 6 CSs to hit you.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's really good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to take that to shit.
Is that like the equivalent of doing like -6 success levels on Warhammer?
Pretty much. He still manages to tag you, but it's just going to be damage, no other effects, because you shifted it so far down.
All
So
right.
you will take. Oh, it's still a big hit. 50 points of damage.
Holy shit.
Doom don't play.
I guess not. And apparently he doesn't answer. He's like, we want to talk to you. I'm like, what would you like to talk about? And he fucking shoots me.
But that
I
does
gotta
make,
tell you, our first meeting is not gonna go well.
that does make it your turn. He is currently hovering about 20 feet in the air.
I expressed my disconcern. I don't understand. You said you wanted to talk. I said I was willing to talk, and you shot at me. What would you like us to do?
His only response is, Doom would have words with you.
And I'll have words with Doom. Where would you like me to go?
All right, you are just going to rely on diplomacy for your turn?
Yes.
Again, he responds, Doom would have words with you, and his gauntlet starts powering up again as you see anime style, crackling energy starting to swell and kind of vortex and gather in the palm of his armored gauntlet.
Okay, I need to roll for like a double move. I want to put up my shield and jump out of the way.
All right. Roll for the double move.
I don't remember how to do that though.
Oh,
I just remember.
It's going to be an ability feat. So just roll a D100.
Okay.
We will take a look at it here. I need my other book. Where's my blue book?
88.
Yeah, that's going to be a success.
I am officially traveling through time.
All right. You gather up your chi, electromagnetic force. Basically comes right out of your pores. You're like the Hokage of the Lightning Village. And you may dodge. So go ahead and roll for your dodge.
Okay. And oh wait, it's not what I thought it was. Where is dodge?
You can roll an agility feat.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know it's been a long time since we played.
62.
All right, 62. And let's see, you're there. 60. No, get back up here. 62. Still in the green, so that will make it a -2 CS column shift if it tries to assault you yet again. This will take it over to Grace's turn.
All right. I have a feeling this is not the real Doom. So, what I'm going to do is
talking isn't going to help at all.
No. Although, I'd say stand down and tell us what you want, and I do it in Latvian. And
Interesting.
That is interesting. All right.
See if he responds to that.
I almost wonder if it's programmed to not listen to standard Latvian and only to Doom's voice.
Could be.
You know, Steve, give yourself 10 extra points of karma for that. That's a slick move.
Yeah.
In the meantime, let me have Doom make a feat here. I keep hitting disable. Why do you tell me to drag the dice? Why don't you just roll the dice? This doesn't happen when I'm a player. For a second, the Doom...
Nem didn't tell you about the curse?
At the sound of your voice, Doom swivels his gauntlet your way, but hesitates a moment, and then responds to you in Latvian. After a moment's hesitation, Doom would have words with you.
We're having them, but I have a feeling, you're not the real Doom. So from there, I'm going to go ahead and shoot him.
All right, fire away.
All right. I imagine it's not going to do any good whatsoever, but
did Doom use CrowdStrike to update his Doombot software?
Damn it!
All right.
You used CloudStrike.
I'm trying to remember how to shoot, so let me see.
Roll an agility feat.
Agility, yeah.
You have the guns talent, I believe.
Yes.
All right, so that'll be your agility feat +1 column shift.
Okay. All right. So that's 45. My agility is remarkable.
That's going to take it up to incredible at 45.
Nice.
That will be a hit. And as you suspected, you carry some pretty heavy caliber handguns, given that you are unnaturally strong, but yet the steel-jacketed projectiles cannot penetrate the armor of Doom as you watch the slugs flatten against the metal surface.
Yeah, I figured. But, I mean, my hope is that this is a damaged Doombot or something. So, but, yeah. Oh, well. We found out.
All right, that takes us to Rowan.
Just looking at that Doom, do I see a way for him to be suspended in the air?
Give me, what is it, Marvel?
I don't understand. Do you mean like other than like the jets and stuff, and he's using it in his armor?
Well, he doesn't. He's got a slightly different system than what Iron Man uses. He doesn't use boot jets.
Oh.
Yeah.
Give me an intuition. Yeah, give me an intuition feat. I think this will be intuition. Oh, you're able to roll. Yay. That's a good roll, too. Jen, you notice that the air, it's not a windy day out.
Right.
So the air is relatively calm. And yet, while you don't see any sort of propulsion coming from the bottom of Doom's heavily armored feet like you would, say, Iron Man, who clearly has boot thrusters built into his particular suit of power armor, Doom's cape flutters quite a bit.
All right, I'll tell you what I want to do. and I want you to tell me what I need to be if I can do it.
Okay.
I would like to make a bubble of air bubble around him and make all of the air in it go away.
All right. So you would like to move the air to create a vacuum around him.
Correct.
Hey, Steve, would you check the private chat?
Sure. What's going on?
All right. I don't see why you.
I don't see. Oh, hold on.
On StreamYard.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
I
that
don't
at all.
do that. You can move air.
Mhm.
Are you trying to maintain a void, a vacuum?
Yes. I want to
Okay.
see what will happen if he has no air around it.
Okay. Now that will be a power feat then.
So what do I need to do?
All right. I need you to roll the D100, and we're gonna base it off the strength of your power, which I believe is excellent.
I bet you the Proud Feet clan has power feet.
Yeah.
All right. 83.
Expand feet.
All right. This is a first time power stunt for you, creating a void, a vacuum. So I'll need you to spend 100 karma on this as well. You do not successfully create a sustainable vacuum on this first attempt at this, because air naturally wants to compress back in to fill the space as any fluid mass would.
Right?
For a moment, you know that you created a vacuum bubble that lasted a mere few seconds before it collapsed back in on itself. There's a slight wobble, and Doom looks, well, it's hard to read somebody's expression when it's covered in an iron mask, but the body language would indicate there's some surprise at the sudden change in atmospheric condition as Doom wobbles for a moment and then compensates rapidly for the change in air pressure around him. But he does not fall. But I will also give you plus 10 karma for that pretty cool outside the box move there.
Well, that's my turn.
All right, that takes us to.
I did not hear what you said at all, Jen.
Her voice isn't what it should be. And she's just basically said that's her turn.
Okay.
Yeah. So Elario, what you got for the Monarch of Latveria?
A butterfly?
Ilaria's gonna move out here while saying,
Nice.
"Yo, man, Leo, I saw this movie. There's this tight Holmes, but what's up with you? You got a bad mood, bro. Yo, man, the Three Musketeers, they saved you in that movie, bro. What's up with that? Why you in the Iron Mask again? Anyway, here, take a little bit of this shit." And I throw a shadow bolt trying to hit right in the eyes, so I can't manipulate it to stick there, but I'm trying to like hit him in the eyes with with a bolt of shadow. So
All right. Let's see. What, Mike? Take 5 plus karma because I thought the butterfly was a pretty clever comment.
Thanks.
Ilario, make an agility feat roll.
there you go.
Bullseye. Well, that's a pretty good roll, but you are in bright sunlight.
Yep.
So, Ilario works shadows like a Green Lantern works light?
Pretty much. He has he's only He's only learned like the tip of the iceberg of his potential. But that's
So
that's
like an early Green Lantern recruit. They're basically just making fists and blunt weapons and that kind of thing.
right on, right on. He hasn't learned how to finesse things yet.
Okay.
That's what the power stunts are all for, figuring out how to do more with your powers. Like,
But I make it look sexy.
you do make it look sexy. Sexy, yeah, and I know it.
I thought you were going to quote Will Smith there. I make this look good.
Oh my! What's your agility again?
37. Incredible. I think incredible.
All right.
Yes, incredible.
I believe your deficit was what?
-1.
-1 in sunlight.
Yep.
Wow. You were going to succeed.
Nice.
Wow.
They probably put a bullseye on my ass.
Yeah, you guys are getting some pretty badass rolls. Ilario grabs some shadow from beneath the shattered vehicle and launches it. Kind of like, let's say, like Hela in the Thor movie. Just launches it like one of those obsidian swords up
Okay.
into the sky. And it pierces right through the mask of doom.
Oh, that's so badass.
Mm.
Nice description there. I like it.
Yeah, it finds the eye slit, and you watch the back of the hood flare out. There's not blood, as one might expect. There are a ton of sparks and smoke.
It's a Doombot.
It's a Doombot, yes indeed. And
the real Doom would have kicked all our asses by now.
yeah, the real Doom has way more stuff going for it than this thing does. The Doombots are not equal to Doom.
I'm suddenly kind of worried that Ilario's going to start taking bets on whether or not he can make shots now.
All right, Ilario, how much damage do you do? What's your power? What's your shadow power? Is that
the eye slit on the Doom?
To deal 36 blood damage.
All right, 36. That's pretty good. I'm going to kick it up 10 points for the bullseye. That's worth an extra 10 points of damage. And we're going to take that off of that.
That was a very impressive shot, alone.
Mm.
Oh yeah, it starts to sputter a bit. It's not down now that you know it's a robot, but it's malfunctioning to some degree. Doom would have words with, and it points its gauntlet at its newest act of aggression, and it fires at minus. Because you hit it in the head, so it's done all sorts of fun damage to it.
What are they?
That's right.
Summon your inner Speedy Gonzalez.
Yes.
But apparently all of us are just rolling stupid high today. So even at a minus, that is a hit. And Ilario, you're going to take 50 points of force damage. And you are going to need to make an endurance check for me.
All right.
Let's see if this thing blasts you into the next county or not.
Endurance.
48. What's your endurance?
37.
All right, 37.
Incredible.
Yes.
Incredible. That's going to be a green result.
How high up is Doom? Is the Doombot?
He is currently 20 feet in the air, but he is starting to kind of drift down a little bit. Let's say he's down to 15 feet. It seems like hitting him in the head has played havoc with quite a few systems. Ilario, you are knocked on your ass, but you are not blasted into the next state.
You mad, Holmes?
Doom would does have words with you.
You sound like RoboCop after he got shot to shit in the garage.
Yeah, I'm kind of aiming at a little max headroom, some stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go.
Without the jokes. Which brings us back around to Pai Long.
Okay. I'm gonna try some shit because I got some karma to spend, and I feel like doing it. And really, it's I think my only move at this point.
Okay.
Okay, you say he's roughly 15 feet in the air.
He is.
What I am going to attempt to do is do some sort of Michael Jordan style jump and give him one of them electromagnetic punches as hard as I can when I hit it.
What's your strength level?
My strength level is good, 10.
All right. Good. All right. You're going to need to roll. You're going to need a red result to get up to him.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and spend. How about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How about-
Yellow result, not a red result. No, wait. I'm right. It's a red result.
Okay.
Sorry for all the confusion.
I'm going to spend 60 karma on this.
Okay. Well, if you guys keep rolling like you've been rolling, you won't even need that. So let's see.
This is Pai Long you're talking to. And what am I rolling for this? Just the feet or the jump, or what do you want me to?
Rolling your let's see, what's your fighting ability?
Incredible 39.
And we'll add your martial arts to it. That makes it.
But I'm also doing the dragon punch in there. I don't know how to add that.
Well, that'll just increase the damage.
Okay.
Yeah. So
just roll fighting then.
We'll let your fighting do everything. That'll be your movement plus your attack action.
Okay.
So go ahead, roll on your fighting.
I got an 84.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get to tag him.
Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. You're it, motherfucker.
Up there.
Pai Long wouldn't say that, but I will.
All right, and how much damage does your dragon punch do?
Is that hold on, let me look. It says I don't see where it says damage. It has a value. Is that it?
What's the value?
47.
All right, 47. Let's see. Minus the body armor.
25, Steve.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Oh yeah. And let's give him a roll to see how he fares.
Holy fuck. That's
Well,
not good.
Says, fuck your couch, ninja.
A 100. Jesus Christ. There's no beating that one.
So, yeah, I was kind of hoping to see if you're going to knock him out of the air. That would have been pretty pimp. But you still tag him.
I would hope so. I spent that 60 karma points came in handy, didn't it?
Actually, with your roll, you would have got up there.
Yeah.
Well, The 60 carried you into where you needed to. You didn't actually need to spend 60, but you don't know that until you spend it, right?
Right.
All right, so yeah, you get up there, bam! You plant one on him. You feel the electromagnetic force surge from your fist, powering up through the meridians in your body, through your chi, these channels of energy. And like a lightning bolt coursing, the hairs on your arm rising up to the electrical charge as it impacts with the green tunic, but you can feel the metal beneath conduct the energy throughout this construct. It doesn't take it down, but you feel the metal buckle beneath the imprint of your fist. More sparks fly, shooting out of the mouth and the ruined eye slit, out of the back of the head. It loses its stability of flight. We need to move you over here because you're right up on it now. And it falls to the ground. Give me an agility feat. And is not able to catch itself. And the Doombot falls in a heap. Not down, but there's more smoke billowing, not just out of the head, but from beneath the cloak. And you know you've done it significant damage.
I did try to speak with you first.
Doom, would speak. You. Steve, it's Grayson's turn.
All right. Yeah, I don't think shooting him is going to do a whole lot of good for me, but I can get right in front of him, and I can hit him in the exposed areas.
You know, like put your gun in slip or something?
I was thinking like mano a mano because I have super strength.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn.
Gonna knuckle dust him. Bing.
See if your arms are too short to box with God and shit.
Yeah. So I figure that's fighting. So that's so that's a 64. My fighting is incredible.
Oh yeah. 64 is a hit. How much damage do you do?
Let me see. I don't know. Actually, no. My strength is a 29 right now. That's remarkable.
Nice.
29, 64 on the roll. You said your fighting's incredible?
Yep. Oh, and yeah, not sure if combat sense is going to help with that, but I'll let you.
You could say that the blow is delivered with grace.
Stop making me laugh.
Once again, even though the Doombot was already down, you do not smash it back to the earth as it's trying to right itself. It just says F you guys when it comes to putting it down, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
And you hit it
100 twice. Oh shit, I didn't see that. Holy crap.
You hit it really hard and you feel the armor doesn't quite give under the force of your blow, but you feel like you are close. Like this alloy is just above the threshold that you can damage.
Doom builds his robots well, even his damaged ones.
But there's a loud, satisfying clang as you clock it.
Yeah.
Its head snaps around. The one remaining eye is now kind of flared out red Terminator style, like the semblance of the human-looking Doom eye is kind of gone. Word.
Yeah, word, Doom. Word.
Yeah.
trying to gather itself to continue its so-called mission. Meanwhile, Rowan, what are you going to do?
So you said one eye is cracked, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So there is water in the engine block of the vehicle, correct?
Yes.
There,
and the radiator, at least.
there's water in. Yeah, water is spilled out of the radiator. There's some water around.
Okay. I would like to have the water go through the eye socket.
Oh damn!
All right, roll me an agility feat, and I will award you another +10 karma for good thinking.
We are like all about the eye. We have made
Hey,
the
once
eye
again,
of doom our enemy.
you gotta be like Crease, sweep the leg. You know.
That's right. That's right.
I don't think Doom actually sent him. But we're gonna find that out immediately after we're done.
Oh, what's your agility, Rowan?
47.
That is going to be a bullseye. You managed to get a quantity of a radiator's worth of water and coolant is extracted from the muddy earth and goes flying right into that damaged eye socket. And let's give the Doombot an endurance feat because it's all open to all sorts of damage.
Treated that Doombot like Kurt Russell treats chess games.
Cheating bitch. Yeah. Let's see, 85. And its endurance is incredible. All right, so incredible. Do. Right, it's going to be yellow feet to resist here. Let's see. What's your powers at right now, Jenner? Are they still at 16, or did you level them up any?
Let's see.
Or are they 17? I
They're
think I
17.
All right. That will do some damage, but it is not out yet. It is still clinging to mechanical life, as it were. But you see more sparks. It's not articulate anymore, though. As it's trying to proclaim Doom would have words with you. Which takes us back around to Ilario.
I am going to swing around this way and try something different. I am going to try and summon, so a new power stunt, a blade of shadow, like throw a blade of shadow at that looks like a saw blade at the neck of Doom. So,
Damn.
I will
That's what
warn
I'm
you
talking
that
about.
like Grace is in the path of where you're throwing.
well, all right.
If you look lined up.
I will go there then. So,
All right.
Yeah.
All right. This will also need to be a bullseye shot. So
yeah.
I
And
could have survived it, but I wouldn't have been happy.
so on top of the power stunt karma, I want to add an extra 100 karma to the roll as well. So
you can't actually roll.
Oh, all right.
100, to just make it just happen.
Well, however many karma I can add to it, I want to add to it. So
Don't you have a specific amount of points on your sheet?
of how much karma I have?
Yeah, you should know how much karma you can add.
No, he said I can't add enough karma to just make it happen. Though, so.
Just let him add enough karma to just make it like a done deal.
Yeah.
I see.
Let's say you can add up to 80 karma to it if you want.
All right. Plus, I need 100 karma just to try this power stunt, right? For the first time.
Yeah, that's 180. Right. Damn.
He's trying to do a Krillin here. Destructo disc.
All right. And then is it still my agility, I assume?
Still your agility. -1 column shift for being in the bright light with no cover. I assume you're trying to conjure shadow from your own shadow?
Yep,
All right.
or something like that.
What did you roll on sexy? I'm trying to imagine.
I rolled 5,000 on sexy. So
Me in my shadow.
oh my god.
The massive expenditure of karma will allow you to succeed.
Yes.
Nice.
And so yeah, and it's a good thing. I mean, that's not a. I don't think that's a critical fail for you. No, it's not a critical fail, so that wouldn't have flown at anybody without the karma. But yeah, you all of a sudden you watch as Alario's shadow disappears from beneath his feet. It's like an oil slick being sucked up by a vacuum into his soles. And the lower half of his body goes black as it climbs up his own body. And then the color returns as he goes from absorbing all light, and it travels down his arms. His arms blacken up, and he kind of splits his hands open and creates this disc, and then hurls it.
Like, Ilario,
I
Peter
just-
Pan decided that he had to put his shadow back. I'm just
Yeah.
He's going to need needle and thread for that.
He's gonna paint it black.
It goes flying at doom, decreasing in size and power as it goes in the bright sunlight, but it is more than enough to do the job. As the black projectile slices cleanly through the neck of the very damaged doom,
Whoa! Damn!
tips back, rotates once, twice, 3 times in the air, and as the robot falls back, it lands on the chest, rocking slightly before resting on its own neck stump, still kind of looking at you with the last attempt.
Nice.
He watches the glow in the eye fades out. No more sparks lighting up.
Very
the
nice. I like the description.
And I do
3 times
a
a lady flip.
I do a Chris Tucker from Rush Hour and go, "You just another part of me." Do, do, do.
I thought you were going to go front. You said Chris Tucker. You got knocked the fuck out.
No, I'm doing that dance. I'm like, da, 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 da.
Shamo.
That's right.
All right.
You know, I got to tell you, while that dance looked really cool, I honestly don't think anybody but Chris Tucker could pull that off.
No. In fact, you all need an endurance check watching Ilario try to do that dance. So,
I would like to say that the only other person who could have pulled off Ruby Rod from the Fifth Element would have been Prince.
oh yes,
He's a bit too quiet.
Except Prince would have made it legitimately sexy instead of comedic.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he wouldn't have done that. He'd just been like,
yes.
from his lips to hers.
Yeah.
Then she would have swooned.
Damn. So as he falls, I'm like, damn, Leo, I'm sorry I had to do that to you, bro. Man, you had another Titanic moment. Tell Rose to get off and scoot over and let you onto the damn luggage, bro.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Titanic.
I know he's talking about that, but I was like, why is he talking about Leo DiCaprio at a Doombot?
I don't know. I don't get it, but
The Man in the Iron Mask movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I see.
Right. That's right. You made that reference slightly earlier. Okay.
Yes.
okay.
The man
You have to
behind
follow the
mask.
chain of references.
Well,
You know
who
what?
knows?
Take 5 points of karma for chaining 2 Leo DiCaprio references
Thank
into
you.
one fight.
Hey, who knows what Ilario's talking about half the time? So
Laura doesn't even know.
Unless it's to monetize it somehow.
Yeah.
He'll monetize all this shit. Selling off pieces of Doombot armor with his signature on it.
Yeah, we monetize all the things and we get all the monies and then I buy more tacos.
Yeah, Ray owes me
I'm gonna wear the Doombot armor around my head, around my neck, like Flavor Flav. So
Like Flavor Flav's giant clock.
Yeah, well, before you do that, I want to take a psychometric reading of it.
Actually, some tacos from El Rey sound really good.
I like how Pylong's become such a big fan of El Rey's tacos.
see,
Yeah.
All right,
Pretty soon,
Steve,
he's gonna
have Grace give me a power feet roll.
All right.
Roll a D100.
Okay, just a D100. All right.
Yeah.
83.
Man, you guys are just rolling like champions today. What is going on? Like, Mike, where's my one, Mike? Where's my zero?
Right?
Where are
Hey,
you, Mike? Where are you?
You're rolling like a fucking Terminator with your hundreds and shit.
Twice in a row.
Twice, yes, in a row. That what are the odds of that even?
Yeah.
All right. And what's the
200.
what's the value of your psychometry?
Let me check. Excellent.
Excellent. All right. A3 will take us into. Okay, that's still going to be in the yellow. All right. All right. Touching the armor, the robot, you get impressions, flashes, visions. You see a room that looks like a, how should I put this? Not quite like a laboratory, but somewhat like a machine shop. There are mechanical arms situated above your perspective, as if you were looking out of the eyes of the now defeated robot. As these mechanical arms are coming down with various tools on them, there's the sound of a sizzling. You get the acrid waft of smoke as solder is being applied. You hear the whirring of servos.
This thing is putting itself back together.
He's reading the past.
Yeah, I'm watching the creation of this thing.
In your line of sight, you can see a well-built, ruggedly handsome man with dark hair and a mustache. He's dressed in khakis. Like almost, let's say kind of safari style. He's got that kind of khaki shirt and khaki pants.
I can appreciate his style.
Opposite him, on the other side of the table, there is a woman in a well-fitted dress with a bob cut and bangs. A very attractive woman who appears to have somewhat Asiatic features. And they are talking to someone you can't see. The man speaks. You really think this is a wise idea? The woman speaks up. Yes. I mean, it is one of his. He loses these things all the time. Who knows how many are out there? Like, if he really cared, he would have them all self-destruct, or he'd, have something come around and collect them. Doombot's here, Doombot's there. What's one more? Yes, but nobody uses his property. Not so sure. There's a couple of Doombots that have been repurposed here and there. I hear there's even one or two that have gained their own sort of sentience and go around and do their own business. Like I said, I guess it's all just beneath Mr. High and Mighty. Well, might be beneath him, but it's not beneath us, right? The man and woman cast kind of a worried glance at each other, and then sort of resign themselves to it. Whatever you say, you're the boss. Damn right I'm the boss. Well, we were ordered to test this thing out, test these folks out, and that's what we're going to do. Get a feel for things before the main attraction. And that's where the vision ends.
Yeah. I describe the impressions that I got from it, and I'm saying somebody's messing with us, and somebody's messing with Doom. I kind of wonder how would Doom react if he found out that somebody had been abusing his property in his name. I mean, this kind of wanton destruction is a little petty for the true Doom, would you not say?
I've never heard of this Doom, nor have I seen one of these Doom bots before.
This is as big. The real Doom is as big of an arch villain as it gets. But he is a man of science and a man of culture, and I respect him.
Well,
I would
he's
say,
a man of reason, then perhaps we can talk to him.
For the sake of Pylong, given that the Bylong Temple is a large organization, as you've described it, you can be aware of Doom like the average person is aware of any political or leader of a country, but it's never been a concern of yours. He doesn't bother you. You don't bother him. The temple's never had any association with him.
Yeah.
But the name is widespread enough to be known.
Yeah. I mean, also Doom was a member of an Eastern martial arts sect. You may have known that.
Okay. You know, if you want to dig into that, Mike, give me a reason feat.
Okay.
Okay, there's the mic I've been missing.
You don't know squat, yeah. So I probably would know more than he would.
Yeah, it is likely for the meta knowledge that Pylong has no idea that Victor Von Doom is the same aesthetic who was part of a Tibetan mystical cult.
Honestly, it would have been highly unlikely that kind of knowledge would have been given to him.
Yeah, I just thought I'd give you a shot at it, just in case.
Yeah, totally fair. Yeah. I mean, I've traveled all over Europe, so I certainly would have known who he was.
All right,
like,
you guys.
for instance, Pylong had a couple of books, and Shifu kind of let him have them, but didn't really approve of those kind of things being in the temple. So outside knowledge like that wasn't really something that we focused on.
That's because of your affinity for physics.
Yes. I happen to like physics and philosophy, or the character does, and so he allowed me to have those books, but it was like he tried to pretend like I didn't have them, kind of a thing.
I like the flavor of that. All right, gentlemen, you have a total vehicle and a total Doombot.
Okay. I think my first question is I need to decide who to call. Because
Ghostbusters.
we need somebody to take the Doombot and give it a good once over. There might be something, if its memory systems are still in any way salvageable, we need somebody to dig that up.
Who would we call? I believe we didn't we run into some people from, what was it called, damage control before? Or would we call
damage control would help with the car. Because I'm pretty sure my SUV is insured.
I'm pretty sure I don't own an SUV.
Yeah, well, at the very least, I'll go ahead and call them. For that, maybe they can give us a rental.
Are those the only people y'all can think of?
The champions, we have a contact.
I thought about the champions too.
Again,
Pylong only knows about damage control because we ran into them before.
You did run into somebody else, but you've clearly forgotten.
I must have. Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil that.
Yeah.
I was ready for it, but I thought that was gonna be the first choice. But no, you guys forgot.
Oh no! Wait a minute! We did run into a couple of heroes before,
That's what we did.
but
Green Lantern, but like he went out to space to take care of something.
and Hercules.
Yeah,
Is-
the champions.
Yes.
I can call Black Widow if necessary.
Oh man, I can't believe you guys forgot this. These guys are big players.
Shield.
There you go. There it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess we could call Shield.
I mean, it's only like the International Organization for
Yeah.
Espionage and Defense.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
So you didn't tell us we could add it to contacts, so I didn't have it in my notes.
Yeah, I didn't have it in my notes either, but I did remember we ran into them.
Yes, you did. You ran
That is a
into
pretty big one, and I totally forgot it. I'm sorry.
But I mean, I could just call Widow anyway. I mean, she's a Shield agent.
She is a Shield agent, so that still works.
Yeah.
So if you decide to call Widow, she will get in touch with Shield.
That'll work.
And as you call Natasha, it's like, oh, a Doombot. I see. Strange. If someone would dare to use a Doombot against, well, forgive me, but your group. You're very new to these things.
Yeah, I give her the descriptions of what I saw in the images that I received.
Off the top of my head, I don't know who the other two are.
Don't forget to mention about it appeared to be some kind of faulty programming. We tried to speak with it, and it just kept saying the same thing.
Yeah, it was reprogrammed and badly.
So as you're waiting, Natasha tells you that someone will be there shortly.
Okay.
And it's not long before a trio of Shield flying cars show up. They land in your vicinity, and out of one car steps Dum Dum Dugan and Maria Hill.
Colonels?
Everywhere I go, it's you people messed up with dangerous robots. Is this getting to be a habit?
Believe me, last thing I wanted was to have my SUV blown out by a rogue Doombot.
Well, given Natasha's report, this is certainly an odd occurrence, even for people in the superhero community.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's take this back to the lab with us, and would you all like to come along, since obviously you're involved in all of this?
Well, I can't complain. I mean, we need a way out of here anyway.
All right, so you guys are piled up in. You're piled up into two separate flying cars, because Maria and Duncan are in one.
Mm-hmm.
And
just too good to sit with the lowly likes of us, I see.
Yeah.
Well, there's the back seat. Like, two of you can fit in the back seat. All four of you ain't gonna fit in the back seat.
I'm just talking shit because Ilaria wasn't doing it. I felt like somebody needed to.
Yeah.
Ilaria was strangely quiet after casting the new power stunt. And it's actually his shadow is doing kind of weird things around him at the moment. Almost as if he's absorbed some a little bit of shadow after that.
Yeah. That, and I don't think he wants to make too much noise around cops.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, so two of you in one car, two of you in another car. The Doombot is loaded into the third. And with that, the flying cars back to the future. Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads.
We don't need roads.
Take off into the air, and with astounding velocity, they zip through the skyline. Now, you expect, perhaps, that they might go
I didn't hear you. What was that?
you expect that they might perhaps go someplace ground-based, like the equivalent of a CIA building, but for Shield.
What?
But instead, even though you're cruising a few hundred feet above the ground, you get to a certain point where the vehicles can't up, and then take off into the sky. You go higher and higher, watching the clouds pass. You go through them, and then above them. Now the clouds are below you. And as you're looking down upon the clouds, you notice an enormous shadow on them. Looking up, you see 2,000 feet of flying metal, a Shield helicarrier, twice the size of our largest ocean-borne aircraft carriers, hovering in the sky. Sentinel.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Much like the movie The Giant Claw, it's a flying battleship.
That's no
Yes.
moon.
This monolith way up in the air in the stratosphere, nearly at the edge of space. As you can see, the sky is going lighter and lighter and then darker and darker where it's hovering up there, miles above the surface of the Earth. And the cars fly up to it, and a door opens in the front of the bow. The cars zip in like flies swarming around a buffalo before they come to rest in this inner docking area. Land down. Welcome to one of our Shield helicarriers, boys and girls. We'll give you a tour some other time. Right now, we've got business.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
It's not long before Duncan and his techs are already on their way out there to collect the damaged Doom bot.
Mm-hmm.
And they usher you along with them.
Hold on. Pi needs to pick up his jaw off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for those of you who have seen the Avengers movie, it is a perfect representation of what our friends are experiencing right now.
Mm-hmm.
The vastness of this metal monolith in the sky, the wonder of being able to suspend this much material in the air, as it were, while still under the effect of planetary gravity. It's not a satellite in space. It is flying in the stratosphere.
Mm-hmm.
It is gargantuan and monolithic, and there's always things to see. There are a number of just hundreds of uniformed people in similar blue outfits with different combat webbing of different colors denoting different ranks, red, white, orange, passing to and fro. Technicians, there you see a few different vehicles, larger vehicles in these astounding flying cars, clearly combat vehicles. They have extraordinary fighter craft of some sort. They look like something out of a sci-fi movie. There are things inside that look like, like tanks from Cobra Commander and G.I. Joe. It's Star Wars up in here. It's amazing.
Damn.
Just technology everywhere you look.
Hence the jaw on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I was just waiting for Coulson to come out and asking Captain America to sign his baseball cards.
Indeed. Like while the majority of these people are wearing the aforementioned combat gear, there are a few who are dressed in plain business suits. But Pai Long, you in particular, notice that even these men in suits look like they know how to carry themselves well. And you know that in a physical confrontation, they would be dangerous people to the average man or woman.
Okay.
These people are all trained. They move with grace and purpose. Nobody is messing around. Everybody has a duty performance teams. They are all going somewhere. They are all doing something. As you get deeper and deeper into the bowels of the vessel, you hit what is obviously a more engineering / science-based area. The corridors narrow a bit, becoming more of choke points. You see heavily armored doors with things like restricted access, biohazard, nuclear hazard. You pass by some areas that have windows that might be a foot thick of acrylic, and inside various experiments are being performed on what looks like dangerous items, strange artifacts, some mechanical, some alien, mystical. Looks like they're being housed or studied by the scientists within.
Top men.
Top men. You know what? 5 points to karma, Steve. That was a good one.
Okay.
That was a good one.
Ilario looks around. He's like, "Oh man, it's a pretty wicked setup. What to set you back? Like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 or something?"
Duncan
Probably one of their pens costs that much.
Duncan snorts a gawaf so violent that he actually has to catch his cigar before it hits the floor. He looks back at you. He doesn't even dignify it with a response. Maria is just smiling and shaking her head. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna have one of these some days, except mine's gonna have rims and girls all over it and gonna have beer on tap. Yeah, you watch.
Sure, right. As soon as you get like the, I don't know, the gross national product of Chile, maybe.
Hey, I like chili.
You just set a goal for him. I hope you know that.
He's gonna start a GoFundMe crowd, GoFundMe project.
Yeah,
Trick My Ride, the Ilario edition.
He's going to need like some Lex Luthor, Tony Stark levels of money for this.
on the down low, I don't know if they noticed, but Ilario is secretly trying to stream, probably not getting out anywhere, but live stream
Yeah.
Oh,
what he's walking through.
You find while your phone has power, it doesn't actually seem to be able to connect with any sort of internet service provider at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, Laura's probably lucky because if these guys kind of knew that he was recording everything, he'd probably be thrown somewhere.
I was just thinking, actually, if he was live streaming, they would know the second that started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you can expect that everything Shield is very protected. It blocks everything else, that's not like high level Hydra, Doctor Doom kind of stuff. And yeah, if you did manage to get a signal through, like if you're not like the top tier, if you're not doing some Lex Luthor level stuff, they're gonna notice. So like Ilaria's phone basically works, but it's not getting 5G, it's not getting internet, it's not getting anything. There's no transmissions coming in or out.
Yeah. Not even getting Twitter, dude.
Yeah, no Twitter, no nothing. Yeah, it's funny. Like if you try to take pictures, you find your camera's disabled too.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Anyway, you finally approach a final set of doors, and they whoosh open, kind of cool Star Trek noise style.
Nice.
Inside, you find the technicians have managed to get ahead of you, and laid out on this metallic table. This whole room is just, Tim Allen's wet dream. It's all stainless steel back in here.
Nice
is the-
reference there. That was cool.
Thank you. Is the damaged Doom bot? It has been stripped of its garments. The cloak, tunic, are hanging up on some sort of stand off to the side, being gone over by some technicians who are examining it for who knows what. The gun belt that Doom always wears has been taken off, and the sidearm out of the holster has also been taken out. Always an interesting detail for a guy who's walking around in nuclear power armor. But still,
I was just gonna say, is it like Simon Baz, where he carries a gun just in case his ring goes out or something?
Probably.
In some cases, Doom he carries what looks kind of like a broom handle Mauser on his hip, but it's always some specialized gun with like science kind of capabilities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can
Anti-Richards technology.
Yeah, you cannot take anything on Doom's person or on Doom's Doom bots for granted.
This is probably an outdated Doombot.
So the technicians are going over it inch by inch, and one of them whistles like, "Wow, you guys did some significant damage to this thing. That's pretty impressive." Oh, my nose is itching.
I don't think that it was quite working right anyway, because all it was doing was blindly attacking and saying we would have words with you over and over again. So clearly something's not right in its head. Because from what I understand, like real Doom bots are able to replicate the personality of the real Doom, at least to some degree.
Well, I'll tell you something. Not a lot of people know about the Doom bots. Doom bots are made so well by that Latvian son of a bitch. They don't just act like him. They don't just look like him. As you see, they're taking off the faceplate off the head. You can see underneath the Terminator-esque kind of mechanics, but right around where the eyes are, or where at least around one eye still, there is a patch of scarred skin and a human eye. Yeah. It's like looking at the real deal, but it's all semi-synthetic. Yeah. It's kind of a pseudo-flesh, almost like what the Vision's made out of, but it's made to look exactly like Doom's own face and his own brown eyes there. There's some maybe some cloning involved. We haven't decided yet. But even that, we don't even understand how this works. But it's been reported to us by Reed Richards that these things think. And when they're not in the presence of other Doom bots or Doom himself, they think they're Doom. To the point where they put out alpha waves like your own brain. Telepaths can't tell the difference between a Doom bot and Doom. According to Wolverine, they even smell like Doom. Still don't understand how he does it all, but he does it. If only all that genius could be used for the betterment of the world instead of petty vengeances against Reed Richards or trying to enslave the world under his own order.
Sure, Dr. Richards feels the same.
Alario is starting to feel a little better after his shadow attack, and he looks at Dum Tongue, dude, in the way he's talking, and kind of smiles a little bit, goes, "If you believe that Dr. Doom is a badass, can you give me a hell yeah?" Evidently, Pylon got it. So,
did he take a blow to the head?
As a child, yes.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. He's been weirdly quiet for him from everything I've been seeing lately.
It's like,
I think he does some off the wall stuff there.
He looks at his hat. He goes, "You got some Steve Weisers under there?" So he's like, never mind. He's like, so
Maria's again just finds a reason to scratch her nose, like hide a smile on her face.
So what's with the Dr. Doom like wanting to have words with us? What is this all about? What is this guy coming to talk with us? Why is he not coming correct, man? He came disrespectful. He blew up my chicks, my homegirl's SUV, man. Who's gonna pay for that shit? Geico don't cover Dr. Doom. Man, next time I got Geico, that freaking gecko told me, "Fuck that, man." Homicidal.
I got damage control. I'm covered.
It's not on the insurance, believe me. I mean, I got shot up once, and they said, "Yay, yo, Holmes, you know, you're a gang member. They're not going to cover your car getting shot up. So what's going to happen when you have some robot come out of the sky? You know what I'm saying? Is S.H.I.E.L.D. going to pay for that shit? I mean, look at this. You got the money, obviously."
Hey man, insurance people don't believe anything. I know some friends. They had their whole house just disappeared, and they tried to convince the insurance company that's what happened. Nobody believed them.
That's right. Whole house disappear. You hear that shit?
Was
What's
that
going on in this world?
was that after they got their daughter out of the TV?
Yeah.
It was after that.
Man, I even heard there was a version of that story where the clown, you don't even want to know what came out from underneath the bed and wrapped around the guy's neck and pulled him underneath the bed. So,
Oh, little scary stories to tell in the dark with that one.
no,
Still Poltergeist.
no, scary movie 2 reference. So,
Oh, I thought you were still going to Poltergeist, which was a reference to that. All right.
technically, either one could have been right. That is
Yes.
what happened.
and y'all really don't want to know what came out and wrapped around the guy's neck and pulled him under the bed.
Nope. I saw the last episode of The Boys. I've seen all the giant penis I need to.
Have you? Have you, Jeff? Really? Have you?
Maybe. For those of you who don't
Pinky
know,
really sold it. The Pinky
character's
really
name
sold
is,
it. Though. You had to do it.
the character's name in the comics is called Love Sausage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dude, Garth Ennis comes up with some of the weirdest names for his characters. Like,
Mhm.
just off the wall. Like, I almost think that he's doing like a Bob Dylan, where he's like, you know what? I'm just going to write this, and I mean, they're going to love it either way. So,
It's
you know,
he's probably
let's
just
see if they
thinks
get
it's funny.
it.
Yeah.
He's always telling a good story, but also trolling us at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah. I do love it, though.
Anyhow, as you're asking about this, the technicians start bringing over a diagnostic device, and they start pulling out wires and attaching them to various nodes along the skull. And as they start to remove other pieces of the skull itself, finding their way into like the CPU, the positronic brain of this Doombot. Might take a while to beat the encryption, but we're going to find out. Meanwhile, Maria's kind of explaining, well, you know, if you live in certain areas, New York, for example, which has a proliferation of superheroes, a lot of businesses actually carry super battle insurance, if you can believe it or not.
Mhm.
I don't doubt it.
Because, yeah, you never know when the Juggernaut's just going to walk through your building or if the Hulk's going to come to town. But a lot of places that aren't frequented by superheroes or supervillains don't have to worry about that so much. A lot of places out west and in the Midwest don't really carry it. You know, the Great Lakes Adventures, for instance, aren't known for having climactic battles, or that Stargirl. Although lately there's been some stuff going on in her hometown, I hear.
And if you're having wasp problems, like some people have during the summer, you can always call the Blob.
Well, if you're having wasp problems, I hear that Hank Pym's pretty good at slapping that shit out of the air.
Oh, damn.
Jeez.
Oh,
You went
The
gruesome.
Blob actually ate the wasp in the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah.
The wasp just got no respect that whole comic run. Had ants sicked on her by her husband, and then was eaten by the Blob.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Kind of fall a long way down from being leader of the Avengers. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
Okay, I just got to get on this one side note just because. So before they have their abusive fight, and not the first one they've ever had in the Ultimate line, Hank's going on about how she's not a result of his science as much as she's a mutant. They're just playing off that because, you know, mutants are in that phase in the Ultimate Universe where, like, everybody hates them. And so he talks about how she eats bugs and she, like, lays eggs. And I couldn't help but wonder, like, what are you doing with all the eggs, Hank? What are you doing with all the eggs? Are you freezing them for later? Are you going to have an army of little wasp chicks one day? Are they yours, or she's out there making it with a bumblebee?
It's a Cronenberg movie waiting to happen.
Dude, totally.
You know those are in a freezer somewhere.
Exactly, because like when you see Hank in the Ultimate Universe, like he doesn't have much of a moral code when it comes to experimenting. So like I was totally going right to the body horror.
Hell yeah.
Anyhow, back on track. Ah, well, this is good. Oh, what's that? Well, fortunately, somebody's messed around with this thing enough that we don't have to deal with the normal Doom protocols. I mean, this thing hasn't been slagged at all. Somehow it failed to scuttle itself upon deactivation. And somebody has been tinkering around in here, but I don't know. Maybe your assessment, Miss Grace, Miss Meridian is right. Maybe it was just too damaged to go through its own normal self-destruct sequence, or shut down, or return home. But a lot of
Well, if
this seems to
tinkering
be.
is involved, I must suspect the tinkerer.
Well, I don't know.
There are a lot of black market technicians out there.
That there are. But oh, what have we got here? No way. One of the other technicians, they start crowding around and they're looking at it like, no.
What is
Really?
it?
Okay, Dugan, you want to like Dugan and Maria crowd around the device, and there's a screen on the scanner. It pulls up an image, and it's very small in the circuitry. Very, very small in there. Not quite microscopic, but some circuitry is like super fine, especially when you're dealing with comic book super science. And as you cluster around to get a peek of what they're looking at, you see a chip inside the device marked with a well-known logo. On the chip, it says LexCorp.
Huh.
Oh shit.
Dun, dun.
Yeah, he could definitely do a number on a Doom bot. Interesting.
Yeah, but somebody of that caliber, you would think he would be able to make it as close to perfect as it had originally been. All I can say. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
I suspect that with Doom's whole being threatened by Richards, that Doom would be particularly bothered by someone like Lex Luthor of his caliber intelligence doing this to him.
Yeah. But of course, I mean, it could just be the parts are from LexCorp. We don't actually know that Lex actually did anything.
A valid point. Point. The technician agrees.
I look at Grace and ask if she could do a psychometry on the chip.
I could try.
All right, reaching into the inner workings, and Dugan gives you permission, wanting to get as much information as he can from this.
All right.
All you get off the chip is you. Give me a roll. But I need a roll.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I need to roll
D100.
D100. Yeah, that's right. See if it works. 33.
The impressions are more vague this time. You get a sense of the laboratory that you saw before, the laboratory / machine shop. You can see the chip. One of many things going into this device as the chip is planted down. You get this weirdly surreal bubble of a view, since you're not actually looking through the eyes of a thing or a person per se, as the chip is being placed and soldered into the circuitry here by machines. But you do catch a bit of a glimpse of something that you didn't see in your previous vision, as the angle of presentation has changed here. As the chip is going in, you get an impression beyond the table that it's being worked on, and you see a number of mechanical limbs in various stages of completion. arms, legs, torsos. Some of them look skeletally robotic, like Terminators. Others look like the Terminator with skin on, but with a nub of chromed steel hanging out the end. A ball joint waiting to go into a socket. Same thing for the legs. Mechanical devices partly covered in pseudoskin. But there's not just humanoid shapes. A few of them are just flat out, clearly very robotic shapes. Robotic shapes from clawed appendages, very mechanical kind of grinders, weapons on the end, and just this array of different humanoid mechanical devices. But some are clearly made to look like human beings, and they're not all just male. You do catch a glimpse of a nude female torso with shiny metal joints waiting to have limbs affixed to them, a head affixed.
Now, is
Yeah,
she
go
blonde
ahead. I'll
or
go
with
ahead
the
and
curly
describe
dark hair?
what I saw.
Or was that, Mike?
So now, is she blonde or with the curly dark hair? I'm trying to imagine.
It was a headless, limbless torso.
Oh, that was a Terminator reference, by the way.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
She had both liquid metal and a plasma caster.
Mm.
Right.
A little buzzsaw on the other hand.
Great. Yeah. So yeah, I describe everything that I saw.
That still sounds like it could be Doom, but it also could be. Well, you don't really hear much about Lex getting into humanoid robots.
No, that doesn't sound like his style very much. I mean, he usually goes for more power armor stuff. Like,
It certainly does in his battles with the Kryptonian. Or anybody else who's on his hit list.
yeah. Hmm. I mean, there are well-known roboticists. Professor Ivo.
Let's see, what's Ivo, Doc Magnus, the Mad Thinker, the Tinkerer, although he's low-key compared to those other guys. He's more like a gear specialist for costume villains.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that Lex Luthor is a bad guy? Is that what you're telling me right now? Because his gaming system is dope as hell, man. I played the hell out of the Lex box.
The Lex,
And let me-
I just hit the Lex Fox.
Lex
Yes.
Box.
Yes. 10 points
And-
of karma because that is the Lex box.
And I gotta tell you, man, every time he shows up at UFC, he rocks the house. Damn, he's a bad guy. That sucks. Oh man. I read
think-
his
I
book.
think you're thinking of either Dana White or Joe Rogan.
Ah.
No, man. Lex shows up. He had that. Who is that? He has this bodyguard that's next to him. That Latina, that chick is hot. She's always walking next to him, and she looks deadly as hell. Are you telling me she's a bad guy too?
All right, that sounds like Mercy.
Mercy me. That's what I'm saying. But ooh,
Mercy Graves, and yeah, she's bad news.
well, if you ever need someone to go wrestle with Mercy Graves and bring her in for questioning, you know who to call. You know what I'm saying?
She'd break you in two, brother.
You better believe she would.
I seem to recall. Speaking of Lex Luthor and Android, didn't Lex Luthor make Amazo?
I know that's Ivo, I think.
Mazo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luther bankrolled it.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. That
Depending on
must
what
be I'm
versions you're
thinking.
talking about, yeah.
Yeah,
That must be what I'm
It-
thinking.
the Justice League cartoon.
Yeah.
Luther bankrolled it. So
Yeah, because the cartoon of Mazo is a far cry from the comic book of Mazo. That Amazo was like super OP, whereas the the comic book one is pretty powerful, but it can't originate ideas. It can only copy. As dangerous as it is. The cartoon one it came back like V'ger in Star Trek. You're like, I am all powerful now.
He ended up coming back as a golden god, even.
Yeah. Weirdly looking like an Oscar. We are fighting the Oscar.
C-3PO, tell him that you're going to become angry and use your magic.
Oh, yeah.
So they like told the whole Green Lantern Corps, get that green shit out of my way. It kind of became Dr. Manhattan in that universe. That thing was like just all over the place. Anywho. Well, regardless, we got to have a talk with Luther to see what's up. Set it up, Hill. You got it, Duncan.
I'm trying really hard not to make a donut joke.
Oh, goodness gracious. Just gotta call him Dum Dum from now on, I guess. But then you'll start talking about lollipops. Root beer is my favorite. In the meantime, you want that tour or you want to go someplace?
Oh, I definitely want the tour.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in the tour. Not often you go on one of these.
All right. Well then, we'll get somebody to show you around. And oh dang it, I can't remember his name. Oh well, I was gonna name drop a shield agent. You know what? Let's go ahead and do this guy because he's so friendly. I was gonna name drop a different shield agent who's like not always the main player, but people know who he is. Agent Phil Coulson. That's your sir.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome aboard the helicarrier, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm
to be
just
here.
amazed, just standing here on the deck. I'm completely blown away.
Oh, you want a real thrill? All right, come with me. I'll show you something that always takes everybody's breath away the first time out, and it's a 1 in a million kind of sight.
Okay.
So you follow him through a series of chambers and lifts, kind of doing the whole Star Trek lift system thing.
Okay.
And eventually you exit this to go through a couple of corridors and you enter out onto the flat air deck of the helicarrier. You're not so high up. They, knowing what's going on, they bring the helicarrier down because they were pretty high up. Yeah, I was putting them just by the edge of the atmosphere.
Yeah, because otherwise we would need oxygen masks right now.
Yeah. But if I was going to take you that high, you're going to need oxygen. He will offer anybody who wants a coat. Before he steps outside. We're still high enough that the atmosphere it's thin enough for it to be pretty cold up here.
I'll accept it.
I managed to stay naturally warm.
I've handled pretty extreme cold.
Must be your heart.
Big deal.
Must be what?
Must be your heart. I can tell.
Yeah.
You got a warm heart.
I'd take one of those coats, I say.
There you go, my friend.
Ooh, this is nice. This is leather, man.
Only
This
the
is
best. But it's not leather. We're very eco-friendly here. That's Gore-Tex. But it feels like leather because we like the texture.
Gore-Tex. What kind of animal is Gore-Tex? Jesus. You guys get all the weird shit.
The synthetic
It's
one.
like blood and guts, but from Texas.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll
It's from
bet you-
Tahiti. It's a magical place.
That's right.
Yes.
It's a
I
magical
was going to
place.
get to
Nice,
that joke,
Steve.
but Steve got there
Nice.
before.
I bet you Lex Luthor invented this too.
No, he didn't. I don't know who invented Gore-Tex, but we've got some things for especially for some of our special operatives. We use a type of material called an unstable molecular structure suit, or unstable molecules. We have a few superpowered agents who can do things like burst into fire, or they coalesce with electricity, or they produce seismic vibrations, and you don't want their clothing liquefying off of them. It's not very dignified.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Dr. Dircher showed a lot of foresight in making that.
I don't suppose you. I'm curious about these unstable molecules. How does one make something out of an unstable element like that? That isn't going to be destructive.
We got a few people on this planet who are like really, really smart. They're like smarty pants smart, way above my pay grade. As he opens up the door in front of you, and you step out into the rarefied air, and immediately the chill hits you. It feels like winter outside, but the sky is clear, beautifully blue. You're still far above the clouds. The sun is so bright up here. If there was a point of reference, that you would be able to see for miles and miles and miles. You're so far above atmospheric particulates. Just looking down the clouds, if you dare to go to the edge of the helicarrier and look down, is so crystal clear, so pristine. And while the air is rarefied, it is so fresh. Grace, you and Pylong would experience something similar in your times at you journeying up high mountains in some of your quests, and Pylong just because of where some of the monasteries are located.
Right.
That pure crispness of air. And Jennifer, you are more surrounded by air than you've ever been. Only this one, in the vastness of the sky, this one tiny thing, despite its immense size, this tiny thing, when you are surrounded by the totality, the volume of the element of air.
Yeah, I'll lift my face up to the sun and just kind of float up a little bit, and just like do little twirls in the air.
Ilario, the only shadows there are up here are the ones that you cast yourselves. Now check out this view. Have you ever seen anything like it?
I can't think of anything close since Everest.
Some of us like to call it the God's eye view of the world. That's the only thing better is when you actually get to go up into space and see the globe from up there. See that blue haze of atmosphere just coming off the crescent of the globe of the Earth by just a little bit. It's magical. It's like Tahiti.
Yeah, the magical place.
Pi is just imagining the great white dragon lord came in from space when he crashed here on Earth. That he's just imagining this must be what he saw when he came in.
Yeah, imagine so. This, once you got past the radiation belts and everything, actually into this atmosphere, this would have been the sight he beheld. Magical.
So
it feels a little holy in that aspect of Pi.
So where's my house, man? I can't see my house. I'm trying to find it.
Well, you might have a little trouble trying to find it from up here. Unless you got Superman level vision, I don't think you're going to spot it. But roughly, he kind of gestures. San Fran is right about there.
Yo, yeah, there. Oh, I see her right there. My Tia. Look, she's down there, man.
Everyone knows that he cannot see shit.
How
Yeah.
much? How much shit is he talking? It's about
Oh,
up to
no.
here.
It's
My
up here.
Tia.
This big. Yeah.
My Tia is a large woman, if you know what I'm saying. I can see it. She's right down there.
Does she outweigh the needs of the many?
She does.
Another +5, Mike. That got a belly laugh out of me. That deserves some.
Nice, thank you.
I respect that. I respect that. Yeah. I don't get to come up here and take this in very often. I'm usually, well, wherever I'm needed to be. But when I get the chance to be up here, I like to stroll out on the deck, look over this big blue marble that I've sworn my life to protecting. I'm thinking about all the people down there, can't see me. And I almost never see any of them. I'm just up here doing my thing, making sure they can do their thing down there in peace.
That's a noble goal.
Elario starts laughing. Nobody knows why, but he's laughing. Yeah, I
Don't mind him. You do a service, a valuable one. Not like that, Ilaria.
Okay. I mean, by the way, like your merch.
Hey, thank you. You know, you place 2 orders now, you get the 3rd one free.
That's what I've been hearing.
No, we're not talking about his mom.
Oh.
Oh.
That is a low blow.
Why you have to be like that, man? My mom's dead. Golly.
Talking to the invisible voice of Mike in the metaverse.
Yeah.
I don't care if you came up with Zuckerberg, I just stole it. We speak from the metaverse, the true metaverse, the metaverse that was there before Meta.
Yeah.
Ah,
You're the fan of the thing you say on it now.
well, let's go on and check out some other cool stuff, huh?
Yeah. Why not?
And you guys get a pretty decent tour of things that not too many people outside of S.H.I.E.L.D. ever get to see. But, you know, it's far less. Far, far less. Just, again, the tip of the iceberg. You get while you're upstairs, up on the deck, you get a chance to go over to one of the massive engines that keeps the helicarrier afloat in the atmosphere. A giant turbofan of some sort, and yet you don't feel like it's generating lift in the way that a jet turbine would. There's something else going on here, some sort of esoteric science that is likely beyond the grasp of all of you, even if it was explained to you. None of you being the Reed Richards of engineering here. It takes you down into the flight decks, where you can see some of the various vehicles that they use. Some of them you got glimpses of before, but this time he gives you explanations of what the various platforms are for. The S.H.I.E.L.D. flying cars, which are ranked for those the more elite status in the S.H.I.E.L.D. enclave. The top tier agents, the top field agents. We see the highly mobile aircraft, which have full VTOL capability, as you would expect one might need to defend a thing like this, even though it has a flight deck for landing more traditional sort of aircraft on up above, as you've just been on.
Stark builds his toys well.
You see the various types of battle wagons, as you said, Stark or S.H.I.E.L.D.?
My feeling was Stark.
Indeed. Many of these are Stark designs. There are other designs that came before Tony, starting with his father. There was and not just Tony Stark's father, but another well-known scientific figure, one Howard Hughes, was one of our early innovators in getting Shield off the ground. I know Marvel has their own analog called like Hugh Howard's, but I want to go with Howard Hughes because that's
Howard
just
Stark basically is that anyway. So
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, why not throw in the real guy?
yeah, because the
Because
Hugh
the
Howard.
real guy kept his pee in jars.
Oh,
I guess
Well,
there's that.
we'll show you that in our museum.
Yeah.
The Hughes pea jars. And Stark has used his VR system to recreate Howard Hughes' famous three-way one-evening date. Because why not? Tony had to learn from the best, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You get a chance to see one of the reactor plants behind a shielded wall that is made transparent for you. And talking about how this was formerly nuclear, but it has since been a version of the Stark arc reactor, having more output and more efficiency.
He built it in a cave with a box of scraps.
That's why he's a genius.
Mhm.
He MacGyvered that shit.
He MacGyvered the hell out of that shit.
Yeah, he did. You get to see just for fun the defensive capabilities, like who doesn't like cool big guns? Well, maybe not you. Points at Pylon. Damn, I keep calling you the dragon's name.
they are one of the same.
Oh, really? Okay. I mean, I can deal with that. I've met a thunder god, so there's that.
Just out of curiosity, with all this technology, when we're aboard the ship, were you able to scan and see what abilities we possess?
Well, I mean, okay, I guess I gotta come clean a bit. Yeah, everybody who comes on board gets biometrically scanned. Just SOP. We gotta be
Yeah.
careful, make sure you're not a shapeshifter like a Skrull or something. It's important to know people are who they say they are. We had an incident a few years back where this like a ninja cult infiltrated a lot of places, including Shield, and they were killing off a bunch of superheroes and supervillains, and they were resurrecting them as assassin spies. It was a real big mess.
With the hand.
Yep, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that was them. Nasty bunch.
Mm.
Every time we think we've squashed them, they pop up like cockroaches someplace else.
They've been doing that for centuries.
Now, the only time we had some quiet for a while, believe it or not, they had one of their main foes was running the group for a time. Daredevil,
Yep.
the devil of Hell's Kitchen. He took over the clan.
Hmm.
But then it all turned out to be weird magic mumbo jumbo. That's not really my thing. I'm more a point and shoot kind of guy, if you get my drift.
Yeah. I don't mind a bit of both.
Yeah. Hopefully they won't attach themselves to the Foot Clan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please no.
Yeah.
Pretty soon we'll build up an army. We'll have a whole leg clan.
They're gonna have like a Voltron of ninja clans.
Well, the way I understood it, the Hand said their clan, and the only reason I know all this is I dug kind of deep into it while we're being attacked by them. Because knowledge is power and all that. They supposedly worship some sort of Japanese demon creature called the Beast.
The Beast, yes.
Not very exciting name, I know. Like, I was
It
expecting.
may be something else in Japanese. I can't even remember.
Well, it'd be cool if they had a cool name like Orochimaru or something cool like that. But no,
Yeah.
just the Beast. Like, Sounds like lazy writing to me, but hey.
Yeah.
One day I'll
Take it
track
up with this
down
guy
Kurt
named Miller.
Castle and I'll ask him about it.
But the somewhere along the way, there was a falling out, and the clan splintered into a few different groups. The most prominent being the foot in the hand.
Mhm. Yeah.
But fortunately, heroes have arisen, both superhuman and mutant, to deal with these threats. They seem to do a fairly decent job of keeping them in check, at least in a couple of different cities.
I'm willing to bet that the hand have probably been to my purple.
Yeah.
Or one of the things that the hand likes to do, my understanding is, they like to find those with great martial talent, specifically those who can tap into the more mystical side of things, and they like to recruit them. Their
Right.
deadliest assassin ever, arguably, is this lady named Electra.
Mm.
But before her, the top dog is a fellow named Kariji.
Electra. Like Carmen Electra?
No. This lady never dated Dennis Rodman that I'm aware of.
That's too bad.
But she used to be really close to that Daredevil fella I mentioned.
He seems to get around.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose he and Stark have that in common. I guess he wears the horns because he's a horned dog, right? Don't ever tell him I said that if you happen to see him.
I will forget it.
Is there like a directory of all these superhero types? I never heard of half these folks. You know, they don't make a lot of appearances in the barrio, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, no. Shield makes it his business to know as much about you folks as we can.
Oh, really? So can we like look at our records?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there a rating? Like, what is this? Is this hot or not? What am I in the database? So,
Well, to be fair, we don't have to keep extensive records on you because you kind of do that for us.
well, then I know I'm hot because, you know, just look at it. So,
That's because you're not good at subtlety.
Yeah, really, I think you're more public than the Fantastic Four and Iron Man combined.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
none of you really have any sort of secret identity, so it's not really anything you should worry about all that much. And it's in the sake of not national security, but we are a global law enforcement organization. In the sake of global security, we have to be prepared because, like I said with the previous example, whether you want to or not, someday you could be turned against your will. And we've got to know how to deal with you. No offense.
I think it's funny that you think if I'm going to be turned, it'd be against my will, but you keep going with what you want to do.
Oh.
Yeah. I pretty much was expecting that. And in fact, I was kind of wondering if that's part of your job now.
Well, I would expect no less from somebody like you, Grace. In your own ways, you're almost a super spy yourself. You're quite well traveled.
I've done a lot of. I've been around quite a lot. I'm sure you know.
So yeah, it's one thing to see you guys in action, see the news reports, read the dailies, but it's different to actually get to interact with you in person. Maria and Dum Dum's interaction with you was pretty brief, but they like to have me talk to people because I'm kind of a people person. You know, I'm still trying to get this card signed by Captain America. One of these days.
I would just like to say thank you for the tour around this great vessel. You have honored us with your knowledge and with your hospitality.
Oh, it was my pleasure. And besides, you guys are this is a privilege that's earned. I mean, it's not just the fact that you got attacked and you had to come up here, but you've been doing good work down there. Really good work. And with every bad thing that's going on in this world, and I hate to tell you, beyond our skies, in deep space, make you shake in your sandals if you knew. We need all the help we can get. And so we appreciate everybody who's willing to jump in and lend a hand.
I do as I must, but thank you.
As do we. As do we.
Yeah. We all have our duties that we attend to.
Ilario goes up and gives him a handshake and tries to hide the fact that he passes him a 2-for-1 special coupon to El Rey's as he shakes his hand. So
he shakes your hand and smiles at you, as he's been smiling the whole time, and very deftly slips it up his sleeve like a magic trick. So no one's the wiser.
So,
you know what? Pylon, give me an intuition feat. Pylon. Shit. I did it again. That's weird that I'm stuck on that today.
Sorry, I was getting some water. Hold on, let me do that for you real quick. Intuition.
Sure thing.
Intuition. Here we go. 81.
You see it. You see Ilario carefully press something into Coulson's hands, and he, with great dexterity, scoots it up his sleeve.
Yeah.
The professional agility of a magician.
Coulson's a little good.
I give Ilario an odd look.
Ilario looks around and then takes another one out of his pocket and just hands it to Pylon.
I'm just like rolling my eyes.
Pylon actually graciously accepts it. Oh, El Rey's, thank you.
All you had to do was ask, man.
Hey, everybody. This is pretty interesting. How would you like to meet one of the, I don't know, top 3 to 5 richest men in the entire world? Although I'm sure he would argue he's number 1, but, some of the other guys might say something different. Stark, Doom, a couple other people.
Luthor?
But it seems that Lex Luthor, I know it's cheesy, but I'm going to say it. Lex Luthor wants to have a word with you.
As long as it's not the kind of word that Doom had with us, or the Doom bot had with us.
Right.
I want to have a word
when
with
I
him
ask
too.
him what he wants to have a word with us about, and he shoots me, that we're gonna quit having words with people.
Yeah, I got a question for him too, man. I requested a refund on my Lexbox account a couple of months ago. I still haven't heard anything back. Maybe he can help me out with that. So I bought
so eager for this now.
I bought this game and it was total shit, man. And then I tried to get it refunded, and they said no, that I had played too many hours. What kind of BS is that? How do you know if the game is good or not if you don't play it? You know what I'm saying? You got me, Grace? You know what I'm saying, right?
I guess.
I'm imagining Ilario as one of those people that eats the entire plate of food and says, "This is unedible. I want my money back."
Oh my!
You know what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's meet this man. I want to meet him. By the way, any guy that can rock no hair and look good like that, I gotta talk to this bro because I don't have that problem myself, but I've got this friend who's losing his hair, and if I could get some tips from him, woo. And by the way, hey, you think that Mercy's gonna be there? Ooh, man, mamacita.
Oh, she's definitely going to be there. Yeah.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
man, I wanted Lario to make a move on Mercy so bad. Mercy
Jeez.
will fuck him up.
Let's go, man.
Oh boy, I am so looking forward to this now.
Yo, Long, how am I looking? Do I look fly? Do I look tight? Man, I'm a little nervous. Hold on. Oh, you got a chicle, man? My breath is a little sticky.
No, I don't have pockets.
Okay, but hey, Colson, you got chicle, man? You got some gum?
Well, you know, I like to keep Altoids on me because you never know.
Oh, yeah.
Really strong Altoids.
Curiously strong, if you know what I'm saying. You know what? I know. I see you, Colson. We're gonna have to hang out sometime, brother. Yeah, you have pass those Altoids over here.
I think man was thinking the same thing I was.
All right, I'm going to move you guys to the next map.
Colson's a player.
Wait, it didn't go. Yes, come on. Okay, good. There we are. So, Colson takes you in one of the flying cars. Seems he is allowed this particular privilege.
You know, these are much more stylish than my friend the Weasleys.
Much more stylish. And you don't have to avoid Whomping Willows either.
That's right.
Because these cars are heavily armed and armored.
Nice.
It doesn't take you as long to get to the city of Metropolis as you would think. Grace might have an understanding, being the traveler that she is, but Coulson will explain that being way up in the atmosphere like this, you can use the rotation of the Earth to help you, like a ballistic missile, to create a parabola that will allow you to travel across the continental United States very quickly.
Where's Metropolis in our current universe? Is it on the East Coast?
Yeah, Metropolis and Gotham kind of border New York and New Jersey.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
DC Comics actually created a map which shows their exact positioning, but I don't have it on hand. But yeah, they're right in the same area since, you know, Gotham and Metropolis are basically New York and New Jersey.
If I'm remembering what I saw, isn't Gotham across the bay from Metropolis?
It is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see Otisburg from Metropolis. Otisburg!
No, that's Metropolis is still East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Otisburg was in California. He's got you there.
No. I was thinking Otisburg, Gotham.
Yeah, there is a version of.
Wait.
There is an Otisburg in Gotham. I'm not kidding.
There's
no
Otisburg in Gotham?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. It was on that sign.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
It's on the way to Blood. It's on the way to Bloodhaven.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh! I love that. I love that. Whoever wrote that in there, I love that.
That is awesome.
Like Otisburg, it's just a little place. Otisburg. Tessmacher's like Otisburg. All right. I'll erase it. I mean, come on. Tessmacher got her own place on the new map.
Yeah.
Lex, just give your flunky just one little town. It's just one little town, man. Come on.
Yeah. As soon as Otis starts putting out, maybe he'll get a place on the map.
There is that. But he's unquestionably loyal, unlike Miss Tessmacher.
That's true.
I would think that Lex might pay Otis not to do that, but that's just
All right, so you arrive in Metropolis, a true wonder of the city. There are many cities that are modern marvels. New York is known for its gleaming skyscrapers, but also for its brownstones, its culture, its character. But Metropolis, it really does look like a city of the future, and that is largely the responsibility of one Lex Luthor, who has gone out of his way to make this city after his own taste and his own image. Gleaming towers, chrome-like steel, bright shining glass. You see the elevated transports in Metropolis are not like the noisy L's of a New York, or the charming trolleys of a San Francisco. No, these things are like sleek monorails, like a slowed down version of the bullet trains in Japan. But they have that aesthetic. Everything is just so stylish and beautiful. It's like looking in those old books of the 50s of the World's Fair, what they expected to see by the 2000. You're almost surprised that Coulson
Grace has probably actually been to one, so she would remember.
Yeah, exactly. Like Grace knew. Like it seems like Luthor was a fan of this. Like this really impacted him in his youth, and he has built what he saw. There's that wonderful Art Deco-ness of it. It's not just the brutalist architecture that has dominated certain cities of the modern age, but it's all aesthetically pleasing and gleaming and beautiful. And you're almost surprised as you dip down through the cloud cover into the city itself that shines back up at you like a great collection of mirrors, that there aren't flying cars buzzing about, and they would not be out of place here. But at the moment, you are the only one. Maybe one day Lex will deem that the populace, at least of his town, is ready for such a marvel.
He's too busy dealing with flying people.
That he is. You are cleared to land on one of the multiple helipads on the roof of the LexCorp Tower. As you can see, it is quite plainly in the shape of an L.
Did we hella land on the L pad?
Did you hella land?
Yep, we hella landed.
You hella landed. You hella stuck that landing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from California. We say that.
Okay. Not one I was familiar with. As you hella land on that helipad.
It's hella good.
It's hella good. Like Gwen Stefani says. Standing on the roof, awaiting you, is a lone woman dressed like a chauffeur. Smart black cap, form-fitting black suit, buttoned down the left side of her breast, past her waist.
Oh yeah.
Slim.
I'm just kind of looking daggers at Ilario, telling him to behave.
She has some sharp boots on. They look like really good leather, highly polished. But instead of pants, she wears dark hose. You can see
like
her legs.
Chicks just hanging off her legs?
Or what? Just hanging off her legs?
I said chicks just hanging off her legs?
Dark hose. Oh my god.
It took me a second. to get that one.
I mean, got a little bit of Lario in him today.
I mean, I'm sure there's a percentage of ladies that are into that. Because her legs, you can see, are muscled, very shapely. And Pai Long, you immediately sense, even though she stands with military rigidity, And she's waiting there, hands behind her back as you are landing and disembarking. You can tell in this seemingly unassuming stance, there is a readiness to her. Her eyes keenly alert. Welcome to LexCorp, everyone. I am Mercy Graves. I will be your guide to Mr. Luthor.
It's nice to meet you.
A pleasure.
Oh, have mercy.
Pie's white flesh on his face is turning just a little bit red.
Yeah.
There is the barest,
Grace is like,
there's the barest narrowing of Mercy's eyes. And for those of you who are not Ilario, they were already serious eyes. But now they have just gone cold and flinty.
Oh, shit.
you really do not want to be thrown out of that window. That's all I'm saying.
Ilario kind of slides up, extends his hand.
Oh my God, he's gonna try to kiss her hand.
She just flicks her eyes down at it, looks him right back in the eyes. If you will all follow me, please. And then just turns like a well-oiled machine and starts for the roof access door.
Ilario looks back at everyone and winks at them. She knows what's going on. You know it.
I suddenly have great respect for her self-control and not kicking the crap out of Ilario.
Pie is giving Ilario a very dirty look. His embarrassment has turned into frustration.
I look at Colson and I'm like, y'all do have an ambulance or a hospital in the ship, right?
I mean, Metropolis is full of fine hospitals, and we could get there faster here.
Well, you might want to, hit the 9 and the 1 and just wait on that last one.
You might be lucky and a guy in blue might catch you on the way down.
I mean, if Mr. Luthor is feeling magnanimous, he might even let us use the facilities here. But, 50-50, I'm guessing. Maybe less.
Ilario takes a headband out of his the back pocket of his jeans, ties it down low over his eyes, and starts following Mercy, not waiting for everybody to follow him, going psst, 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 as he walks.
I knew he was going to do that. That's the barrio equivalent of the construction workers going like, "Yo, baby!"
Yeah.
All right.
Man. Honestly, I'm just happy he's not grip walk.
Oh, give it time.
He's lucky he's still walking. That's all I'm saying.
But is he Christopher Walken? Because
That's right. That's right.
I got a fever for more cowbell.
Actually, Walken would make a good Luthor now that I think about it.
Going
I
down.
can't picture it myself.
In his younger days.
Yeah, yep.
He's far
Yeah,
too
now
old.
he probably couldn't. But yeah, back then, yeah.
I would be kind of curious to see what his take would be. Maybe if he played it. No. That still has
I am
too
the
much.
greatest. I am the greatest critical criminal mind of our time.
I like maybe the more serious moments of Gabriel and the prophecy.
Yeah.
Have that kind of gravity to it. But otherwise, he has a lot of sarcastic humor in that. Anyway, for now, we'll stick with kind of Clancy Brown.
Okay.
Cool.
As you make your way down the corridor to a special elevator, Mercy opens it via retinal scan and also by exhaling on the panel.
Makes you think of Alien Rex where he's all.
Believe it or not, there are biometric locks that do register such things.
Nice.
Because, somebody might pluck her eye out, but are you going to get her to breathe on it?
Right? Well, just hold her mouth over it long enough.
They have the whole Gattaca system set up.
Yeah, all kinds of things, man. Like I watch a lot of stuff, as I'm sure you guys do too. So like I think of these things when I'm coming up with these details.
Hell yeah.
Just for your meta knowledge, it also correctly identifies like her DNA, her weight, her heart rate, a whole bunch of biometrics.
Nice.
Cool.
This elevator door slides open with an eerie silence. It seems even more sophisticated than the helicarrier itself. Or maybe just an engineer who really likes to show off.
As we get in the elevator, Ilario leans into where Mercy breathed on it and goes, even her breath smells minty good. Damn.
Jesus.
Coulson just like says, Altoids. Curiously strong.
Curiously strong.
Am I right?
Ilario nods to Coulson and goes, damn straight.
He like hands you a couple more, like, you want some more?
Mm-hmm.
Seems like you might need them.
Coulson's enjoying this, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He just keeps smiling, that placid smile that he always has. But there's a little bit of light dancing in his eyes. Like he's here for this.
As we're going down the elevator, I'm that guy who decides to make small talk when nobody wants to make small talk. I'm like, so, Coulson, if I want to be agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know you want me. How do I get to be one of those S.H.I.E.L.D. agent people?
Well, there's a background check, of course. But, hey, let's not say we can't overlook some things. We have had people with checkered pasts work for us before.
You might need several ladders to look over these things.
Like a periscope going way up.
And then there's, of course, you have to go through the certification, the proper training. It's very important that you know international law inside and out.
Oh,
He doesn't follow American law.
that sounds pretty intense. But maybe maybe if I don't get into S.H.I.E.L.D., I could come here and work for LexCorp. I mean, I know one woman I wouldn't mind working under. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh my God! You don't like your front teeth. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Everybody make an intuition roll.
Me too?
Everybody.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What have you done to us?
I got a 51.
67.
I'm oblivious.
I have no initiative, or I have no intuition.
Okay. Ilario's too oblivious, just too full of his own BS.
Oh, yeah.
Rowan
That's normal.
is too mortified to notice. But Grace and Pylong, you hear the creak of leather as gloved fists tighten, and you even hear the slight cracking of knuckle as tendon tightens in a clenched fist.
Lario, there was a good time to shut the hell up. Now would be it.
This is everything I hoped it would be.
Oh,
standing
man.
a little taller, maybe moving slightly stiffer. Grace, Mercy leaves the conveyance first, walks you down a short hallway, and ushers you through the doors right here. At which point she takes her place behind this desk, and you guys can move into the room.
Is
Sitting in
the
All right.
Yeah.
is the hallway furnished at all? Does it have like desks or anything? Or
No, nothing.
okay, are there any like flowers or anything out, or just
Nothing. That
there?
is really a means of getting from the special elevator to this office.
Okay.
All right.
Is that I think Jen Rowan is stuck outside.
Oh, I see her. She's inside.
Oh, well then it's
No,
you that's
that's
outside.
Lario down here.
Oh, Ilaria. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are there any flowers in this office by any chance?
You realize, Ilario, when she lays you out, I'm just gonna laugh.
I think most of us will.
They're not. There's an arrangement of a type of plant you've never seen before. Let's say over here.
Yeah.
Lario tries to be sly and comes over,
Oh God
like
damn!
completely clueless, and actually picks a piece of it off.
Oh
Before-
my God!
Before you can pick a piece of it off, you hear behind you a familiar noise, the chick-chack of a firearm being racked. Mercy is pointing a 45 at you, and Luthor is saying, "Those flowers there are worth more than your life. I suggest you leave them be."
My apologies, but I just thought that this incredibly beautiful and alluring hostess here deserved a little gift for her hospitality. But my apologies. And by the way, sir, your Lexbox kicks mother effing ass, if you know what I'm saying. So
Mm-hmm.
I would expect nothing less, and Miss Graves is well compensated for her duties.
well, if you ever need someone to show her around Oakland, I'm your man, Mr. Luther. That's all I'm saying. I would take her.
I apologize for my friend.
Yes.
He can't help himself. The rest of us, at least, do not mean any disrespect, Mr. Luther.
I don't mean no disrespect either. I don't know what you're saying. I'm just commenting on the
Yeah. He has the disorder of the mouth.
amazingness of your. What is she, your assistant?
Miss Graves serves many functions for me.
That I don't doubt.
Well,
You
Well,
didn't actually say that, did you?
yeah, I did.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't mean it that way. Well, meta,
You
yes,
didn't?
but Grace would not have intended it that way.
I do a.
Oh, Mercy.
Have you ever seen the walk where you're trying to be cool, where you do the dip? I don't know if you guys ever did the dip where you're from, but
I've seen it done.
yeah,
Seen it.
the dip.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the dip as I walk by, and as I walk by along, I'm like, God, it's not that harder when a woman draws a piece on you, man. Holy
Oh
mackerel.
my God.
What kind of women do you date?
Disturbed.
You really don't want to know.
Yeah, as we come in, I'm actually going to float a little bit above the floor, like maybe just an inch, not incredibly noticeable, but I want to look like I'm walking, but not actually touch the floor in the building.
Yeah, I'm not.
Luthor takes notice. His eyebrows lift ever so slightly. Glances over at Mercy. If you would, Miss Graves, please holster your weapon. I don't think that will be necessary for the moment.
Yeah.
As you say, Mr. L. And the gun, like a magic trick, disappears. You don't even know where she drew it from. She's not wearing a visible holster.
She's just that good.
Now,
Is it
Luthor,
like where? Is it like on Daredevil where she's like, "Where were you keeping that?"
it's
Yeah.
like that moment in Pirates 3 where, like, a Swan, she pulls the
Mhm.
blunderbuss from behind her, and Captain
Right.
Barbossa's looking like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah.
Grace just kind of nodding in respect. It's like, yeah, I respect your mad gun skills.
The office is lavish. The floor is marble. It's lustrous. You can see your reflection in it. The carpet, Grace, you can tell, is Persian.
Mm.
Thousands of thread counts. The desk, should I do the Anchorman? Is mahogany. Gigantic
Eros
desk.
is a man of culture as well.
Yes, you
Yes,
can
he
tell
said.
all the wood in here is rare and beautiful and polished to an extreme luster. And behind him is the large picture windows that you often see in the comics and the anime. Superman floating just outside, looking disapprovingly at Lex Luthor.
Yeah. Yeah. Just,
Anybody else see Superman
Yeah.
out there?
yeah. I imagine he probably is taking a notice of, why a shield agent and a bunch of colorful people are visiting him.
Is it brightly lit in here?
It is.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, Ilario, it's not just brightly lit. If you since you're considering the lighting, I'm not going to have you roll for it. As you take in the lighting and what it means to you, it's not just brightly lit. The lighting is diffused.
Mm.
The shadows are pale and fuzzy. They don't have much substance at all. Who knows if that's on purpose or not?
Yeah, knowing Luthor, I'm going to assume they are.
If you think the shield carrier did scans,
I don't know if it'll work, but as I'm walking towards Luther's desk to hear what he has to say, I try and flick my attention to try and gather what little Shadow, and have Shadow right across Mercy's desk in front of her call me with my phone number. So,
oh God.
Lex Luthor probably knows when Ilario cheated on a test one time in 5th grade.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
You can guarantee he does. He has studied you extensively. He's got people for this, the best people, like almost Batman good as far as the detectives he can get on a case. Plus all the internet sourcing.
I'm referencing the shadow thing with the lights happening. I guarantee that's not an accident.
No.
I am sure he probably changed the lighting just for this occasion. Even
I will tell you, meta knowledge. This is absolutely the case.
Absolutely.
If you remember the X-Files episode with Dark Matter with Tony Shalhoub, that's kind of what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where he had the black hole shadow. So like, okay, we're going to use.
I remember that.
Lighting.
Okay.
That's where I got this little trick from.
Nice.
And so you find you cannot coalesce enough shadow to do anything with. You are effectively a regular human right now.
Ilaria's a little annoyed. He goes to
Other than the fact that you're still superhumanly powerful.
Goes to Colson. Yo, bro, you got a pen and paper?
Well, yeah, actually, I'm kind of old-fashioned like that. And as he flips it open, Nim, give me an intuition. I want to see if you know.
Wow.
Yeah, you happen to see as he's like flipping through the pages, he turns a page, and you catch sight of a quickly scribbled little thing. If he turns, he says it will be him and not mind control.
Interesting.
That was in reference to a comment you made when he was talking about mind controlled
Yep.
superheroes and villains.
Yeah.
He made a note of that. Well, if I turn, it won't be because somebody made me do it. Like, yeah, let's write that down for later.
You know what? Ilario is a little bit like Riddler.
A little bit. I'm insulted. So I borrow the pen and paper, write something down real quick, and then thank him and hand him back the pen. I keep the paper in my hand for the moment. So.
Oh boy, it's your phone number, ain't it?
Oh, of course it is.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
You know that song, If Looks Could Kill? Mercy's looks can.
So can her gun in her
When a-
hands.
Yeah.
When a woman draws a gun on you, that means she's interested. So.
You
And
Yeah,
shooting
that
you?
is
Yes.
not the message I typically get.
you take the pen and paper back, and Coulson takes the pen. Before he puts the pen and paper away, he just starts kind of lightly scribbling over the paper. Then he looks down at it, smiles a little bit more, nods to himself, and closes the notebook. Puts the pen and paper. He did that little trick to see exactly what you wrote.
Yeah.
Via the impression on the paper below.
Yeah.
I just got an image of Mercy sitting on a stool with Ilario on the other side, sticking him with a katana, asking if he still wants to penetrate her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or is it I who have penetrated you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I like it that way. So.
If you guys only knew.
All right.
Rowan is going to move forward and like, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Lex. I am Rowan Whitefoot, artist of the elements. And I'm going to hand him the business card saying, and I'm having an exhibit the next few days at the museum, and I'll give him the information.
Well,
Well then,
your agent will be happy with that.
well then, I see your verbose friend is not the only opportunist, but I can expect a highly motivated businesswoman. I will, of course, be in attendance. I have been making a note of your work of late. You have a keen eye.
I look at Grace and I nod to her. See, I'm verbose and I don't even know what that means.
See, we're not just famous, we're infamous.
That's right.
Yeah. He wants to be famous. I'll make him infamous.
By the way, may I call you Rowan?
What do you mean?
Well, perhaps if you are so willing, I could do more. Show you a night on the town after the event.
Damn, playing.
Luthor is a player.
Yeah.
I smile at him and I'm like, at the moment, I'm more concentrated on my art than other entertainment.
Well, I can respect that, but the offer shall remain open.
Elwiro
If I
steps
change
forward with
my
a smile on his
personality,
face.
I'll let you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't roll that way, but you want to show me a night on the town? I go with you, bro.
I do not require a wingman.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's all right. But you ever want to go out and do a thing, man? I got you, man. This whole setup here is kicking, bro. And I love like I said, I love your Lex box. And I have to tell you, man, that suit looks dope as hell on you, man. You got the whole thing kicking and going on. Who dresses you? Does Mercy pick out your clothes? Because you look fly, brother.
All of my clothes are custom and cost several $1,000s on ensemble.
Yeah.
Damn, man, that's almost as much as that helicarrier we were on. Jesus.
All right. I really.
Ilario sits at one of the chairs. Man, this is comfortable. What is this? Rich Corinthian leather?
Deadpool reference.
Damn it, I just got over laughing, damn it. Just about to say something, you killed me again. It is, in fact, Corinthian leather. Only the
I knew it.
Yeah.
It's like, man. I saw this commercial one time when Khan was talking about this shit. This is awesome, man. So
I always appreciated the style of Ricardo Montalban.
who's Ricardo Montalban? I was talking about Khan.
For the first time, he actually looks slightly annoyed at you.
Oh, I'm
Wow.
sorry.
Directs his focus at Coulson. Anyway,
Yeah.
let us end pleasantries and get down to business.
Yeah.
I was contacted by your organization to let me know that components of my manufacturer were found in one of the infamous Doom bots of the Monarch of Latveria, one Victor von Doom. I am here to assure you, of course, that I had nothing to do with such debasement of another man's work. And by all accounts, it seems like the mechanism was rather faulty. And I can assure you, were I to play with another man's toys, I could only improve upon them.
Never rub another man's rhubarb.
I don't know how much of this I believe. I don't say that though.
Well, to be fair, Mr. Luthor, we expected no less, and we were contacting you out of courtesy because, of course, I'm sure you would want to plug any gaps in your own technology departments or distribution or wherever. I'm sure you don't want your name sullied with any sort of criminal enterprise or your own components being used for such. You'll remember the famous armor wars that Tony Stark went through, having to clean up his own misused technology. Indeed, sloppy of Stark.
Yo,
But
Coulson, you all weren't really thinking my man Lex was doing anything with these chips and everything, man. That's whack, man. People could take chips from anywhere. You know, my cousin Nacho one time made an illegal hot rod, and he took parts off a Viper from somewhere, and he took parts from a Ferrari, and he took parts from a Lamborghini and put them all together. Those three had nothing to do with it. They just took highly manufactured, high quality parts and put them into this hot rod, which blew Nacho up anyway, if you know what I'm saying. But it wasn't their fault, just like it's not Lex's fault. Lex is tight, man. He makes a Lex box, for God's sake.
Did Nacho get it one piece at a time?
Yes.
that is what I just said, isn't it? He looks around at the rest of you guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed, it is. There seems to be a failure to communicate. Regardless, I will make sure that this does not occur again. The last thing I want is to find myself opposed to Victor Von Doom. It would be a significant distraction from my day-to-day business.
Yeah. Plus, he probably wants business rights in Latveria.
I don't know who this Doom guy is, but I know he does a mean Leonardo DiCaprio cosplay. That's all I'm saying. So,
damn it, Nim. The shit you come up with. Anyway. Well, with that bit of business taken care of, and we will, of course, assist in your investigations, I would expect no less. You wanted to meet the individuals that were the victims of the assault here. Indeed, I did.
Mm-hmm.
As you might guess, I have had my eye on you, as I suspect the entire country has. Miss Gail Weathers has been quite the exponent of your adventures thus far.
Mm.
And interesting things and people are something I like to be aware of at all times. You have all proven quite capable despite being new to this. Well, at least the majority of you. I understand this. I understand Miss Meridian is quite the world traveler and adventurer, among other things.
My reputation precedes me.
But you other three are more or less creatures of your own domain, and yet now you have found yourselves part of a larger world. And yet you have acquitted yourselves quite well. I'm intrigued by this. And so, I've decided to hire you all on.
For what exactly?
My eyebrow raises in interest.
I mean no disrespect. The fact that you would offer us the job is very flattering. I I'm personally worried about my own commitments, and I guess I'm just curious what it is you have in mind exactly.
Well,
While everyone's saying that, Ilario says, "What's the salary?"
quite large.
All right, works for me.
I don't know. I can
Knew
imagine
he'd be the first
quite
to
a
sign
bit.
on.
Yeah.
As for what you would be doing, that would be dependent on circumstance. I'm a man with flexible needs. At the moment, I have nothing pertinent that's required, but I would like to have you all on retainer should I need you. You have a wide range of skills between the four of you, and you work extremely well together as a team. It looks at Ilario. In spite of everything,
I look behind me, looking around.
as you look behind you for the first time, you actually catch me smiling.
Yeah. Yeah, he saw the back of Luthor's hand as he delivered the compliment.
Who? Mercy's? Who's smiling?
Mercy is.
Oh, I see her smiling.
And you can take that any way you want.
I wink at her when I see her smiling. So
Yeah.
The smile immediately evaporates off her face.
don't play coy. Don't play hard to get, Mama.
Her lips are just pressed into a thin line now. Trying to be as neutral as possible. But there may come a time when I require the skills and talents of people as yourselves. And I can be a most generous benefactor. Now, I understand the Bylong Temple is not without substantive funds of its own. But in that regard, I'm sure there is something I could provide that your inherent wealth does not. And that's something that can be discussed at a later date. As needs might arise, I will be able to meet them. I assure you, I can meet practically any need that you might have. As for you, Miss, I'm sorry, what was Rowan's last name again?
Whitewood.
As for you, Miss Whitewood, I could open galleries across the globe to you. You could have an exhibit at the Louvre, for instance. Have you ever been to Paris?
Just as a side note, you'd have to paint that many paintings.
I smile at him and like, I have made the pilgrimage. What artist would not? However, it would depend upon what kind of job. There are certain lines I will not cross.
Oh, nothing.
She makes a good point. I have similar concerns.
Nothing nefarious, I assure you. I am, of course, a well-respected, and legitimate businessman.
I would have to add one caveat to this agreement. I have a purpose that goes beyond anything you might need me for, and if that purpose calls on me, I must do it. If it
Let
conflicts
me
with,
let
if
me
it
let me ask you.
conflicts with you, okay,
Let me ask you a character question, Mike.
okay.
How well known outside of the temple is the destiny of the Bylong? Is it
Nobody knows.
okay?
That is something only people in my particular temple would have known, or say maybe the abbot at this particular temple might know. But that's not something we tell people.
Understood. So please continue.
If this responsibility of mine comes up, and it happens to conflict with a time you might need me, I'm afraid that I must defer to my original responsibility.
I understand. That is perfectly acceptable.
Then I do not see any problems.
Laura
Well,
looks around, raises an eyebrow, and goes, "Well, if anyone's interested, um, I'm available for hire, but I'm always on the lookout for love."
If we could perhaps make a mission without Ilaria.
just for fun, Ilario, roll me an intuition.
Okay.
I don't think Pi has ever been embarrassed this so many times consecutively ever
Yeah,
in
he
his
doesn't
life.
just intuit anything. So
Yeah, you don't catch it. You don't catch it. But just for meta knowledge, had you, uh, if you happen to turn to look at Grace, you'd have still heard it. Like you would have heard this odd kind of grinding sound, and if you turn back in her direction, you'd have seen her jaw muscles very tight.
Yeah.
Yep.
she's coming around. She's falling for me.
Machismo all the way, my man.
That's
Machismo
right.
all the way.
Latino heat.
That's right, Latino heat.
Yeah.
What say you, Miss Meridian?
Hmm. I'm flattered by the offer, of course.
Sure,
I'm
do you
quite
have conditions that need proper funding?
well.
The ability to get you to very remote locations is within my purview.
That would certainly help. I could use a new SUV. Um, no, I also have moral lines I would prefer not to cross. As long as it doesn't cross those, I don't see any problems off the top of my head.
So that just leaves you, my dear Owen.
Jen, you're muted.
You're muted, Jen.
Sorry, I had a coffee fit.
That's okay.
I will support my teammates, whatever they
Yeah.
decide, as long as it doesn't cross my lines.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah. We don't want to be. Yeah, we
a-
don't want to be any heroes. We don't want to do anything that might endanger innocence, that sort of thing.
yeah. Perhaps you and I can have a quiet dinner together, and we can discuss your.
One of my boundaries includes not going to dinner with you.
Under his breath, you hear Ilaria go, "Mm-mm, mm-mm."
I think Lex and Ilario have one thing in common: they're both striking out.
And I'll just smile at him and say, Grace and I would love to talk to you about our boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would just like to say I was always a fan of John Byrne's reboot of Lex Luthor that became the norm until the New 52,
Yeah.
where he kept trying hard for Lois,
Yeah.
and he had like what 5 wives by the time he was trying to get around to her.
And it is definitely one of the reasons why he hates Superman.
Heck,
Well, I
Elaria,
mean, his entire thing though is the only reason he wanted Lois is because he couldn't have her. If she would have just
Yes.
given in, he would have lost interest.
Yep.
Yeah.
He'd
Oh yeah,
have-
we do see that in other timelines like Red Sun and things like that.
yeah.
all I
he'd-
know is
he'd have
Ilario's taking notes. So
Or
Mhm.
yeah, Luthor is kind of like Weinstein. He just kind of wants to hit it and quit it.
A lot
I
of it's
think
about
he's
his
kind of
ego
like
anyway.
Cirrus in that he only wants the treasure until he has it, and then he doesn't care about it anymore.
But it's solid gold.
That's right.
It's nice.
I know gold.
I still love like that whole thing with the bell. He just kept, but it's solid gold.
Yeah.
Good times, good times.
Yeah.
Not a participant, but I was watching.
Gold.
All right. Well then, with that in mind, I'll have some preliminary paperwork drawn up. We can confer with each other's agents,
And lawyers.
of course.
I have no agent. You can find me at the temple, or leave a message there.
The temple does not have any legal support whatsoever.
I guess I hadn't considered that. I'm not used to dealings like this. If I need to get a lawyer, I will.
My abuela takes my calls, but I totally don't live with her. She lives with me. I own my own home. And I look back at Mercy again. Not.
Of
A
course.
lot about what Pylon knows about America is from books and television, movies.
That's both good and bad.
Yeah.
There's this great little YouTube short, and it's titled "What Asians Think of Americans," and it shows like a clip from an anime where there's this gunfight in a mall, and just all of a sudden people start pulling weapons from nowhere, like from pistols to like it keeps upgrading to bazookas, and one guy pulls a girlfriend in front of him, and it turns out she's just a platform full of guns. So like her back and her butt opens up and starts shooting bullets everywhere.
There
It's like-
was that the German kid that came on that kept making the comments and everything. He actually asked us if all Americans own guns, because that was his impression. It's like, every American owns a gun? And I'm like,
Everyone? No, but a
no.
pretty substantial amount.
Enough of us, yeah.
I'd say if we're just looking at the politics of the elections we've had in the last few years, probably about half of us.
Still, that's a far cry from the perception that we're all just walking around like the Old West with guns on our belts.
Oh shit.
I mean, to be fair, as an American, as a Westerner, I like to think, I know it's not true, but I kind of like to think if you go to Asia, people just break out into kung fu fights because that would be sick.
Jesus.
That would be so amazing. Like, yes, this is what I came here for. This is my whole vacation.
Yeah.
It's Jackie Chan on the street.
I just kind of like one of those elaborate anime style sword fights where they kind of announce, "I will be your opponent," and you get these, really detailed duels.
Yeah. That's sweet stuff. Sweet
Yeah.
stuff. Well then, It sounds like that this encounter has been profitable. I look forward to speaking with you all again in the near future.
Indeed.
Yeah. If there's nothing else I can do for you or Mr. Coulson here, oh, forgive me, Agent Coulson. You've already spoken to my superiors, Mr. Luthor. I'm sure you have things well in hand. Indeed, indeed.
Alario actually clears his throat a little bit.
Yes, Alario.
Yeah.
If I may be so forward as to call you that.
Sure, if I could call you Lex.
He smiles,
I'm just
not a smile that reaches his
slowly
eyes.
backing away because I'm like seeing like those tiger eyes he's probably making at Alaria right now.
Well,
I don't know if
since we are in the midst of making an agreement, of course, Lex it is then.
I don't know if this is the right forum, but I recently I'm a
Just
little embarrassed to say
consider
this.
whatever you're going to say and know that it's not the right forum.
I recently bought a game on your Lexbox called
I've been waiting this whole encounter for this.
Half Naked Ninja Chicks Go to Hell. Kick game, but it wasn't really my thing, if you know what I'm saying. It was a little too easy. And I tried to get a refund. I was wondering if you could help me with that because I'm a little tight on funds right now, you know. So are you the right person to go with that, or is there someone I should see? Maybe Mercy could take me to see who's in charge of refunds so I could get a refund on that game.
Luthor looks past you to Mercy and then looks at you. I think it's best that I handle this myself.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, that's really what I wanted to take care of here because, you know, I was getting a lot of pushback from my friends for playing this game on the Lexbox. And, you know, and I didn't like my Lexbox. It is one of the most kicking things I have ever bought in my entire life. I saved up an entire 8 months to buy it, you know, so that's just, I had it on layaway. So I want you to know from me to you, and he pounds his chest, how much it means, brother. Thank you. So.
Well, that is most appreciated. I, of course, appreciate all those who endorse and patronize our Lex Corp products. However, just to be fair, your dissatisfaction with the game is likely because that was developed by a third party. That is not official Lexbox release.
Absolutely. And as Alar is about to turn away, he has a thought for when he turns back to say,
Yeah.
in fact, I'd be willing to do an endorsement or a commercial for you whenever you want. I'd be down for that, you know? So just think about it.
Yeah.
So
Well, perhaps you represent an
The
undertapped
Lollipop Guild?
demographic.
that's right.
What's that?
That's right.
The Lollipop Guild?
It's like I turn back. It's like, well, thank you very much, Mr. Lex Luthor. You are a gentleman. So, man, you are, you know, I might be a little forward here. I try to be reserved and keep myself back, but I'm going to say you're a homie, man. So, you know, I hope you don't take that the wrong way. I try and keep my words reserved and not to be like putting anybody out. I try and show respect, but you're all right, man. So
Roll.
well, everybody doesn't know what the hell Lario's talking about. He turns to go. So.
Nim,
Yeah.
make an intuition
Yeah.
roll.
And intuition. Okay.
Grace is not a gamer.
Lex Luthor's like, hold on, Ilario. Make an intuition roll.
You know what? Everybody else make an intuition roll too.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
That I can do.
I don't know what it is about. Maybe it's I don't know if it's superheroes. I don't know if it's playing in the modern setting, but I never laugh this much when I'm running like D&D or other games.
Yeah.
You guys are just constantly crack me the frick up.
Berlin's too mortified to notice anything. She's just like ready to leave.
Yeah.
All right, looks like 15. Okay, yeah. Mike
Yes.
and the Grace is remarkable. Let me check this real quick.
Yeah. I don't know how close that came.
Nope, just missed it. Pylong is aware of the sound of grinding teeth coming from Grace's direction at the comment. I always speak respectfully.
Alright. Pylon will walk over to Ilario and put his hand on his shoulder and attempt to guide him away.
Okay.
Mercy. I'm sorry, not Grace. I meant Mercy because her name is Mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grace is irritated with Ilario as well, but not like her. No.
Yeah, that was a faux pas on my part. I meant to say Mercy. Miss Graves, of course, if you will escort our guest out. Yes, Mr. Luthor. She stands up stiffly.
Mm-hmm.
Very
She's
careful.
also giving him that look like, do I get to kick their ass too? Do I get to kick their ass too?
Looking very carefully not to make eye contact with any of you. She
Interesting.
leads you back to the special elevator to take you back out to the roof and to the flying shield car.
Ilario takes a detour past Mercy's desk and lays his phone number on the desk. So.
She doesn't see it because she was actually leaving the room before you. So when she comes back, the phone number will be there.
Oh, it will be there.
Yeah.
I'm
Right before it hits the trash.
I'm expecting a call. So.
Oh, man.
Oh, everything I hoped. Everything I hoped. Oh.
Oh, my God.
All right, you
And
folks.
by the way, it doesn't say Ilario or anything. It says, you know what time it is, and then the phone numbers.
At least you didn't leave her the Nikki note.
Oh. You know, I thought you were having so much fun playing your Aladrin character, but I think you've reached new summits.
Yeah, Ilario is one part Deadpool and one part I don't know what else.
Beetle.
Yeah.
One part Cheech Moran.
One part Booster Gold. So.
Yeah.
If you were to add up all the times that Pylong has been embarrassed in his entire life, this one meeting outnumbers them all.
All right.
And I'm used to Ilario, but in front of Lex Luthor, that was not cool, man.
Well, I was keeping it respectful. So,
according to whose standards?
You're telling me Ilario has standards?
I'm really curious if he's going to get that refund. That's what I'm curious about.
I will say you were really good at giving a distraction while Grace was sitting there like watching Luthor. So
can you check your accounts via your phone once you're on the roof?
Sure.
Because I know I could get online and do some stuff with my Xbox on the phone. Yeah, you find your account has been refunded.
Nice.
All part of doing business.
Did anybody else get? I mean, I saw this American movie called The Godfather, and he said that he was going to make an offer that a guy couldn't refuse. That one time, at some point, you know, it may never happen. He may come and ask for a favor, and they could not be refused. And I don't know, this meeting felt a little like that.
There is a bit of that.
What are you talking about? Luther's a jefe, man. Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I liked about the John Byrne run when he reintroduced Superman after Crisis on Infinite Earths is the thing he did in his Man of Steel limited series is when he met Luthor. Luthor immediately tried to hire Superman.
Yeah.
I'm also going to say, out of character, I'm of the opinion that people from the streets would look at Luthor. They wouldn't believe half the stuff they're saying about Luthor. They think it's all made up, and they look at his money and everything and think that he's like cool and everything. So,
Sure. People respect the baller, right?
yeah. They're like, people are
Heinlein
just
may not
hating
know
on him.
everything, but he's wise enough to know no one with that much power got there without breaking some rules.
Well,
I've read enough books to know that.
you don't hate the player, hate the game, man. So
And the back in the flying car, Coulson's like, "Well, that was sure an engaging time, wasn't it?"
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Engaging.
It was-
That
Went
It
better than I
was
expected, actually.
magical.
Alario's
It's
watching
magical
his
Tahiti.
phone. He's incredibly happy he got the refund, and he's looks like he's waiting for a phone call. So
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. Are we at the point where it's not likely that we would be spied on by Luthor?
The
Can you
odds
reach that
are,
point anywhere on the planet?
Mm-hmm.
well, being inside of a shield device is probably one of the best places you can be. You would assume.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how much I believe him, but at the same time, you know, there are some things that he said that did ring somewhat true. But I think this is kind of why I think it's good to, you know, form a relationship at least for a little while, because I want to see how far things go, how involved he is or not. And I think as long as we can kind of take advantage of this for the short term and see if we can learn more.
Well, Natasha Romanoff always said the best lies incorporate as much of the truth as possible.
Mm-hmm.
What makes her one of the best spies.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah,
Did
I mean, that's
anybody
not to
else
say
think
he
it
didn't
was
outsource
weird?
something, or that some of these people are people that were doing things like within a few degrees of him. That's not to say that he's not involved in some way. We just don't know the exact involvement and how much mixed up he might be in it.
What were you saying, Mike?
Did anybody else think it was weird in Frank Miller's run of Daredevil that when Daredevil totally dished Natasha and she decided she was going to leave, the front page of the newspaper, Natasha has no reason to be here. She's leaving town. Like, the front page of the newspaper announced Natasha Romanoff was leaving New York. Like, what are the odds of that?
I mean, like, was Ben Urich standing in the closet taking notes?
I don't know. I
Yes.
don't know. That I think it was just a way for them to show that she had left. It's just a single panel with no explanation.
Well, she's an Avenger. She's big news. I mean, some tabloid would keep an eye on her.
Yeah, but like, who would know that her and Daredevil had a breakup? Like, it's
Yeah.
it's kind of a weird plot device.
They
Much
didn't
less that she
necessarily
was
know
leaving.
that. What?
I said much less that she was leaving. I don't think she would announce to everybody that she would be leaving someplace.
Yeah, man, she's
Right?
like
Didn't
she
it?
just appears and she disappears.
I want to say it actually. It said something like "no reason to stay" or something along those lines. So it's almost like they had something.
No, you know what I think that was? Thinking back on the page, was that the first page of the comic?
No, this was towards the end of the episode, end of the
No.
issue after he had broken up with her, after he
Okay,
totally dissed her.
if it was preluding to the next issue, this might work, or if it was in the first page of the issue that the story takes place in, that would stand in as like a title card.
Oh, no, this was about 3/4 of the way through the comic, if I remember correctly.
Okay, that's weird then. That's weird because normally something like that, something that gratuitous, ends up just becoming like a story device and not meant to be taken
Totally.
literally. Yeah.
And that's why I'm bringing it up. That it seems so weird that Natasha Romanoff would leave New York and that just be put on the front page of a newspaper. That always seemed weird for me. That it seems.
Okay.
Why would
I've
Frank
got-
Miller write that?
I've got it. Frank Miller invented TMZ because they would know.
Yeah, I guess they would.
Either that or that was the Inquirer because they know everything too.
That's right. That's right. And we
TMZ
want to know what the
is like the
Inquirer
modern
knows because inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
All right.
It'd
Sorry,
be-
I didn't mean to totally sidetrack us there.
That's okay. That was fun. That was fun. It's a nice
okay.
little bit of speculation there. Wow. So, yeah. Well, I don't know how well all of you know what goes on with Mr. Luthor, but
Not beyond rumors and speculations, really.
That's about all I know as well.
well,
I mean, I know Superman has made accusations, but it's hard to say.
yes, there's certainly been a lot of accusation, but nothing that's ever stuck in court. So take that for what you will, as you consider.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I will say, I mean, I don't trust him. I mean, it's
I'm
just
very.
it's too clean, too polished, and too many things that just happen to not be true, or
very
conveniently
rarely-
seem to not be true. And things are just not adding up yet.
He makes the Lex box, man. The Lex box.
Yeah.
what are you gonna say, Mike?
I very
Look, he's the
rarely-
gaming industry's executive. You can't trust him.
Time out, Steve. What were you gonna say, Mike?
I very rarely make judgments on someone's character based upon what others have told me.
That's a good practice.
I technically did not agree to work for him. I just said I would support my team.
Mm-hmm.
Well stated.
Yeah.
Mark.
You absolutely can back out. It's not too late to back out if we change our minds. I mean, I just see it as a good way to get close to whatever the situation is, what his interests are, what he would want us for.
I mean, that is the question. He's not beyond hiring superpowered agents for his own benefit, whether they are freelance or on the payroll. Where it is when he first met Superman, he publicly tried to hire him after allowing, a terrorist action to take place on his yacht.
Yeah, I'm sure that that Superman didn't exactly take it in the way that he wanted.
Oh, not at all. The mayor of Metropolis had Superman deputized on the spot and arrested Luthor.
Sounds about right.
He, of course, was not incarcerated more than 4 hours before his lawyers got him out.
I'm surprised it took 4 hours.
Well, some pretty significant charges and lots of witnesses.
I was just making a joke.
Oh,
Like Lex Luthor's got connections. He could probably get out before they put the handcuffs on him. But
And a lot of very high-priced lawyers.
my memory might be incorrect. It might have been less than an hour, but I'm going to go with 4 hours because that seems like a reasonable amount of time for somebody who put the lives of the mayor and many other people in danger just to get a
Right.
chance to see Superman in action.
I totally wasn't trying to question you. I'm just making
No.
a joke. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I thought for a moment it was an actual pylon saying something. But yeah, he's been hard to pin down since then. I'll say it that way.
Hmm.
But Superman does keep making allegations. There's friction between the two of them.
Hmm.
Kind of like that J. Jonah Jameson guy with his Hitler mustache and Spider-Man.
Mm.
You really should grow that out a little bit more on the sides.
My abuela listens to that J. Jonah Jameson podcast all the time, man. He syndicates it and puts it out there. I think my abuela has a thing for Jameson. She likes the mustache. So,
I don't know
tell her I said that.
I don't know who's angrier, him or Michael Savage.
Yeah, I don't know, but my abuela always says, you get a man with a mustache like that, he takes care of you.
Stop. I suddenly realized I don't want to hear the rest of that.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it either, but
No need to share it. We're good. We're just fine. We are so good.
yeah, but
Yeah.
hey, you saw
you
her.
know, and
You saw Mercy pull that gun on me, though, right? My abuela, she had pulled a gun on my abuelo.
Finish a barrier separates. I'm not sure who'd be sitting in the front. It's definitely not going to be Ilario, but a barrier comes up, and only the people trapped with Ilario in the back seat get to hear the rest of what his abuela does.
So, like I was saying,
Ilario, for the love of all that you consider holy, please shut up.
Silencio.
damn. I just trying to entertain everybody and let everyone know all about this folksy wisdom I got going on here. But it's okay. If you want to be like that, why you have to be like a bitch to everybody? It just looks out the door.
Over there's an intercom kind of sound, so you can hear Coulson speaking. It's like, so, is there any place you all would like to be dropped off?
Hmm.
I would like to go to the Bailon Temple here in San Francisco, please.
Hmm.
Same destination for all of you, or?
I think it's a good starting point.
All right, back to the Bailong Temple it is.
Where that Lois Lane chick hangs out?
Yeah. Metropolis is already miles and miles behind us, I'm afraid. This thing moves pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I think I want to go home and have some tacos and then wait for a call. So
Wait, are you having El Rey tacos?
I am having El Rey tacos.
Mm.
In fact, El Rey coming over to my house tonight.
Does El Rey know he's coming over to your house tonight?
No, but he's going to soon.
Okay. I'm just curious about that.
But I tell him about the business opportunity we have with Mr. Lex Luthor. So
Coulson rolls down the barrier. He's like, hey, you know what? I could eat, and I haven't had tacos in a while. El Rey's it is.
that's
He's
fine,
like-
Colson.
He's tapping into like a little dashboard computer, and you find like there's a global GPS locator, and it locates El Rey's in San Francisco. And he punches in the coordinates.
I'm trying to picture this flying car coming down to a little taco stand.
Damn.
Yeah, and, with Danny Trejo sitting in the stall.
It's totally gonna happen.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's right. Just wait till you find out El Rey is actually Machete.
Look
Oh,
at
shit.
that. That's tight. Man, we're going to be pulling up the El Rey's style. Let's go.
Because, if I'm going to go Robert Rodriguez, I might as well go full Robert Rodriguez, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Because
Right,
who is the real El Rey? Machete.
Wait, if I remember right, doesn't Robert Rodriguez have? He has what is it? I want it's a. It's like how Quentin Tarantino has Red Apple cigarettes. Red. Robert Rodriguez doesn't he have like a type of beer or something like that he puts in all of his
Yeah.
movies?
I don't remember, but I know
Chongo, I think it is.
the phrase El Rey pops up in a lot of his stuff.
Ah, okay.
But I think you're on to something. Um, let's see, Desperados. It was just no. Quentin Tarantino asked for a couple of cervezas, so that's not it. That's a regular brand. I wouldn't be surprised because he's a big fan of Quentin.
Yeah, they're a mutual admiration society.
Yeah.
I remember when we covered Sin City that he did it in there.
Okay, I'll have to look that up. I like
Yeah.
movie trivia like that.
Yeah, it probably is like Chongo or something like that.
Yeah. And it wasn't mentioned. It was just like product placement
Sure.
almost.
Just right there.
Where you could, yeah.
Yeah.
The most interesting thing about Tarantino's connected universe is that some of the movies that we watch and we take them as being actual experiences are in other parts of his cinematic universe, actual movies in the cinematic universe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, it's like that family of sheriffs. Like you always see them, the ones played by Michael Park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're seeing them in like several films and things like that.
Yeah, because like when some of the movies are actually supposed to be movies within his universe that people have gone to the theater and seen, which is it's a weird idea, but I kind of dig it. But I think I'd like it better if they were all just one connected reality, as opposed to some of them being fictionalized within it. But it's not the first time I've seen it, Michael. If you've seen the Human Centipede Part 2, you know how that works.
I have not actually, but
the Human Centipede Part 2 and 3 are considered. Human Centipede 1 is a story. You watch it like, oh, this is happening. I'm in this world where this thing happens. Human Centipede 2, the Human Centipede 1 is a movie that somebody in the Human Centipede 2 watched and got inspired by. And Human Centipede 3, Human Centipede
unlike
2.
Stab and Scream.
Yes, Human Centipede 2 is a movie that somebody in Human Centipede 3 saw and was inspired by.
Okay.
That is incredibly meta.
Yeah, it's as meta as it gets. So by the time they do the third one, it's just a complete parody of itself on purpose.
They make fun of that in a Scream movie. That exact thing. Yeah.
Stab.
I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, because Scream was already meta, right? So why not?
Well, right, but they described the Stab franchise like how you just described that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's great. I love that kind of stuff. All right, so back to the game.
Sorry, we're dorks. We like to talk about random shit.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We're all a bunch of nerds here. This is what happens when nerds get together.
Yep.
I mean, just for those of you who watch Critical Role, just watch Sam Riegel derail an episode for about 5 or 10 minutes. It happens. Anyway, you guys fly back in, create your arc. You get to see as the amazing piece of technology that is the shield flying car arcs in the parabola up to the nape of the atmosphere. You get to see the sky go dark, stars up above, and knowing that you're just at the edge of space, just at the envelope of the outskirts of everything that is planet Earth, just at the edge of the biome. And then you gracefully arc back down, dramatically shortening your travel time. The familiar sights of the West Coast appear, looming ever larger and larger. Then finally you start to make out the cities And there's the familiar San Francisco. You can see some of the larger features like the Golden Gate Bridge.
Starfleet Academy.
Starfleet Academy. All right, damn it. Another +5, Mike. I really dug that.
Nice.
As you start arcing down, there's the park. There's a museum of Asian history and culture. And there's your favorite taco vendor, El Rey's. And you can see
Nice.
people are looking up and pointing. And they're not saying, is it a bird? Is it a plane? They're asking, is it a DeLorean?
It's Ilario.
I think Hill Valley somewhere up the coast.
Yeah. Is it a DeLorean? No, it's a Blade Runner. No. It's Shield. As this car lands, wheels beveling out, becoming the landing gear rolling wheels that a actual car could use, and settling down. Meanwhile, El Rey just looks on. And he doesn't seem that fazed. His life has gotten interesting lately.
I
Ole,
guess so.
vato. Look at this. I brought customers, man. So, what's
Oh.
up, Ray?
Hilario, you are the best, essay.
Hey,
Come on, bring it in. Bring me these fresh faces.
show
wait,
me the
no.
love.
Hey, there's somebody new. Somebody who hasn't had any El Rey before.
Yeah, look at Hook, my man, closing up with the whole thing. He is a tight fella. You know who he introduced me to? He introduced me to Lex Luthor, man. And hey, we got to talk, man. We got to put together a pitch because I think Luthor is a El Rey taco kind of guy, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, man. Man, Luthor could get El Rey across the whole globe, essay.
I know, man. That dude is tight.
Worldwide.
You should
And
see his
literally
clothes.
nothing that you keep to yourself.
They are, man, these people are slandering that man. His outfit is slick. I'm telling you, why would he be involved with half the shit they say he's involved with when he's got everything going on? And then I tell you, hey, I ran into that Mercy chick. Ooh, I tell you about it later, man. She
Oh, you
was
mean-
hot for me.
You mean that driver of his, Holmes?
Yeah, she couldn't keep her eyes off of me, man. She was biting her lip. She was looking at me so hard, baby. So
Ooh. Bro, that's fire.
I know, man. She knows what time it is.
Hey, man, I don't worry about what people say. Luthor, man, he's an OG.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. And you know what? I may be working for him, man. I'm telling you, I'm moving up in the world, and when I move up, I take my homies with me. You got me, El Rey?
Oh, I'm with you, Holmes. I'm with you.
Nice. Let's do some tacos.
Yeah, tacos. You know what? I'm so happy. Tacos on the house, baby.
Hey, look at that. Come on, Colson. Get in here. Bring in the love. So,
Oh, you homies are my homie. Come on. Oh, I got to get you the bestest stuff. Like, nothing of mine is not the bestest, but like, oh, man, I got to put something special on it for this occasion.
you know,
And the tacos are, as you would expect from El Rey, mwah, chef's kiss. So good.
Mm-hmm.
I got an idea. Maybe I got to think on it, but maybe I send some El Rey tacos to my love, to Mercy. I send her some tacos and just submit the deal. Yeah, I think on it. I got to figure out how to get them to Metropolis, but I'll figure it out. I got friends now. Maybe I call that Hercules dude. He send it to her. Yeah, I'll be down.
Oh, man.
Knowing Hercules, he will hit on her himself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That might not be a good idea.
He will absolutely hit on her himself.
No, man.
And
And that-
unfortunately for her, all of the weaponry she carries on her person is not going to be enough. Stop Hercules.
Yeah.
That dude's got muscles on his muscles. Yeah, that's a good call, Pylon, man. I won't be sending Hercules, Judge. He tried to steal my lady love away from me, and I know she devoted to me, but I don't know how much. So
No, man, I tell you what, Holmes. Like, we workshop it out. El Ray's got your back, homie.
that's right. We
know.
Zuckerberg this stuff, man.
Now, I
You
tell
know?
you, people don't know this. Like, El Rey is not just the king of tacos. You know what makes El Rey tacos so good? Because
What's
they
that?
put love in them, they say.
I know, man.
Mm.
You know,
You can, it's a love, right?
I know it's the love in there, man.
That's
That's
of love.
But I have to say, now that I'm thinking about rich people who could be evil, I think that Zuckerberg, man, I think he's a lizard person, if you know what I'm saying. So
I heard that shit too, man.
I know the dude never blinks.
I
You
see.
heard that shit?
You seen the little videos where his eyes go like this, and then they go ooh, yeah, and then back to that.
Cole said, blink once if Zuckerberg's a lizard person. He blinked. He blinked. Look at him. Oh shit. Oh
Colson
shit.
did in fact blink. Whether he meant to for you or not, you don't know, but he did blink.
Oh no, man.
He does
I
not
never-
persuade you. He just continues eating his taco. Really enjoyed it. He's sitting over there quietly to himself, like, I can taste the love. I can really taste the love. And you know how I know how to put love in the tacos, hermano? Because El Rey knows how to love. Mm-hmm.
Alario throws up his phone. He's like, hey, I'm down here at El Rey's Tacos. Everybody come on down to El Rey's. And I come to meet Alario. And you can meet the rest of the Golden Gatekeepers. They're sending out signatures right now for $5 a piece. $5, that's half price. Half price. But that's not why I'm
go home now.
But that's not why I'm live streaming. I have got a scoop for you all. I can't tell you where I heard it from, but it is confirmed. I am a superhero, and I can tell you now, Mark Zuckerberg is a lizard person. I'm out, cheek.
Okay, I've got a question. Was that posted on Facebook?
Oh, it was a live stream, so it was all over.
Was the live stream to Facebook?
Oh, yeah. Twitter.
I'm going to make a note of this.
Okay. Oh, no. I made an enemy.
Making a note. This.
Oh, my
God. Thank you for the new plot hook. Thank you. That's going to be fun. So, as you guys are sitting there making plans to flee to your temple, others of you merchandising, romancing, thinking about guests at your upcoming exhibit, and suspicious talk of lizard people. Eventually, it's time to retire to the Bylong Temple after your meal. Coulson decides, if allowed, to spend some time there. This place really is magical. So peaceful.
It's like Tahiti.
It's like Tahiti. I feel so relaxed and meditative just being here. Not at all like there's an alien device poking around in my brain.
We have guest quarters if you'd like to stay the night.
Oh, I think I would.
It would only be right. You've been so hospitable to me.
Oh, nothing but the deepest respect. It has truly has been an honor to get to know each and every one of you. You are quite extraordinary people. And if I may, could you get someone to give me the tour of this wonderful temple?
We can show you parts of the temple. That will have to suffice, I'm afraid.
Oh, it's not like I could show you all the helicarrier.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you understand.
Of course. But I'd like to take in as much of this as I can for my memory tree. Or memory.
I will actually retire to my place to work on the exhibit.
Yeah.
All right. As you all go about your day, You have the occasion to have your evening meal. Laurie, you wanted to go back to the barrio as well, right?
Correct.
Okay. Interestingly, as you arrive at the Bailong Temple, Grace, you find that waiting outside of the temple is a brand new SUV, top of the line, all the bells and whistles.
Hmm.
One of the monks comes up to you and hands you the keys and a note. And the note merely says, courtesy of LL.
Ah. So yeah. Well, interesting.
Cool J, he ain't knocking me out. I don't care what his mama says.
So he's sweetening the pot. I got it.
Business is business.
Yep.
I'm using all the business tactics.
Yep.
Lex knows what a loss leader is. Although when you're a billionaire, what's a car, right?
Yep.
Coulson enjoys himself quite a bit at the temple, practicing some of the meditation, and if allowed, entering the training grounds with some of the students to learn a bit, as well as seeing what sort of books are there to be read on the philosophy of the temple. You get a sense there's a
we can show him the training grounds. We can even show him where we meditate or pray, but that is just that's about as far as we could go.
fair is fair. He certainly has an appreciation for what he sees, and he seems to keenly absorb anything that he is exposed to there. Coulson seems to have a very Zen-like quality about him. He seems to be a man, despite all the extraordinary things that he sees and does, a man who's rather at peace with himself. Not something you've seen in a great many Westerners.
Or secret agents.
Or secret agents.
To be fair, I haven't known the whole. He's probably my first secret agent.
Well, you did meet the Black Widow, so this makes number
true.
two.
It's true. Number two. Okay.
But you've spent significant time with him now, as opposed to Natasha. That was pretty brief. Those of you who took damage with the rising of the sun, you may recover your endurance, rank, and health back.
All right. I healed way back when, probably.
Grace, of course, is fine if she took any damage. I don't think she took any hits.
I think the only thing that happened was like when we took the crash, I took a couple points.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, that got healed like within minutes after the battle, probably.
Those doggone self-healers.
I don't know that the sun would heal me, but maybe when the moon came up. So.
I think he just meant with the coming of the next day.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, this has been, wow, even more restful than Tahiti. Really. I think from now on, my saying is going to be, it's magical, just like the Bailong Temple.
Wow.
But
it is literally a magical place.
There are ways of being initiated. It takes quite a while, but you are interested.
It's very tempting. Perhaps when I retire. But I am very committed to what I do now. As committed as I would say that you are.
That is
We
quite
all have our
committed.
own destinies.
That we do.
But perhaps one day,
Mm-hmm.
it's come to mean quite a bit to me. It resonates. And then all
It's
of a sudden,
funny that you should talk about your destiny and touch your chest like that.
I've
Sorry, a little
also
metagaming there.
was
Remember,
a
he gets stabbed in the back by Loki, and it comes out his
yeah.
chest. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a gesture on purpose. I like to put in some subtle meta. He touches his ear. You don't see any buds inside his ear. You might figure that perhaps there's some sort of subdermal bone conductive implant of some sort. Hmm. Oh, well, isn't that interesting? Uh, got a message from Shield by way of Luthor.
Really?
Yes, his investigation has gone quite well. It seems, tracking down the leaked technology. It seems that there is a where is it? What's the name of the place? Yeah, it seems that there is a defunct business called. Let me make sure I pronounce this right. Dekara Technologies. It seems like it might have been a place that Luthor himself bought out at some point in a hostile takeover, stripped them of everything useful, and pretty much put an end to the company, absorbing what he liked, and the rest was set adrift.
Basically, an
Did Julia
Electronic Arts.
Roberts make him feel bad about it, and he quit?
Yes. As a matter of fact.
And Pretty Woman. That was a deep dig. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Do-do-do-do-do.
You know, and Jason Alexander's just in it for the kill.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean the business is defunct, but it's definitely something to consider. And their office is here. But as for me, I have to go now.
Right.
Duty calls.
Right. Hope we can keep in touch, though.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's see. You have access to the Shield network to an extent. You can all now add Agent Phil Coulson as a contact.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome.
And he will take off in his flying car to duties abroad, because that's how Shield be rolling.
Gotcha.
But we are 4 hours in, and getting into the next thing is potentially big. So I'll leave that for next episode. See what our heroes do. Will they pursue Dekara Technologies? Or will Ilario lead them into something else entirely?
I'm going to pursue Mercy and party with Fitz and Simmons. So,
You know, it's like that warning that Bilbo gave Frodo. He says, if you don't keep your feet, there's no telling where you'll go. If Ilario doesn't keep his mouth, there's no telling where we'll end up.
Yeah.
all right, there's a joke I could say there, but I'll wait till we're off air. So
Yeah.
that's all I got to say.
Oh, hey, what happened? We lost
don't
Bracy
think-
for a second there. There you are.
I blipped, but I'm looking forward to this because, come next session, you guys are going to get to find out what's going on, and I'm very much looking forward to that.
Very nice. Looking forward to it myself. And we will see you next Saturday. Live long and prosper.